Are we live? I think we're live. There we go. Hey guys, Dantix here, bringing you a stream for the Outer Worlds 2 thanks to Xbox. And if you want to play this game right now, you can buy the premium edition. You get to play, I think, 5 days early. If you want to wait, you have to wait until Thursday until you can jump in with the standard edition. I believe it's 109 in Australian dollars. I'm not sure what that translates to in USD, but thank you to everyone who's joining me. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to play a little bit of the start and run through just the tips. Once the new man stops talking, run through tips which I think will help you enjoy the game a bit better. So let's start off by jumping into a previous save in the first section of the game. I also want to make sure that everything is working on the streaming software. It is. All right. Perfect. Okay, so the first thing I want to show you guys about the Outer Worlds 2 is how interactive it is. Now, I need to get past this bridge here. This is in the first section of the game, just after the tutorial. There are multiple ways of approaching this situation. You can make your way over here and cross like a toxic area. It's sort of like rads. It builds up on your body, and then once you receive enough, you die. But if you get like a shield that you can unlock down here in the ARC, you can pass that no problem. So if you do a side mission, you're able to get through and cross that bridge bypassing this whole section here, which would require me to, if I want to run a gun, require me to shoot my way through. So instead of shooting my way through, I can try to talk them down, and if I do, they will give me a mission to kind of gather a few people. You feel kind of morally ambiguous doing it because you have to hand over dissidents to them. I can also, if I've unlocked the double jump, jump across this side here, this little shallow part here. I can jump across and make my way over to the other section here. However, there's also something else you can do if you're feeling like a psychopath.
Halt! What's an Auntie's choice monstrosity doing here? Have you come to spy? So confusion and disruption, I'll not.
Good, because I ain't bringing it. Though if you're that desperate to test my patience...
Patient.
Anyway, I'll skip through
I will
it.
not suffer an outsider
What you can
to
do
trespass and trample. If you are... He's been...
is...
Any associations with wrongdoers results in swift... And you also have no business at the relay. You dare.
Maybe we can make a deal.
This is exactly the manner of depravity we mean
so
to
you
free
can
these
offer
folk
up
from.
your companion,
I know we gotta cross
Inez,
the bridge, but they're...
You
to
enforced
the senior
your
warden
corporatist
here.
lackey upon me? As fine a me...
What the void are you doing? You know this law-damned pontificating coward would string you up too if she could. Or are you so stupid that you fancy yourself the exception?
In light of these attacks on my integrity, your proposal has suddenly become more appealing. If you're sincere, I will accept
Do we have a deal?
If you go through with this, you ain't any better than these bastards holding the rope.
You have a deal, Warden.
You heard the stranger, Cadra. Seize the corporatist.
Fuck you! You're a traitor and a coward. I should have killed you the moment I set my lamps on you. If you think I'm going down without a fight, you...
Yep, she's going down without a fight. I just want to point out that Inez is a companion, a really good companion, that accompanies you through the whole game. Right at this point, we're only about an hour and a half into the game, and you could play for 20 to 50 hours. And now I can play without her completely.
I must admit, I'm surprised we could come to an understanding. But I thank you for your loyalty, stranger. As promised.
And now, after handing her over, This goes from yellow to blue. I'm able to walk past without being shot.
To what
And
do we owe the
Inez
pleasure?
is
You best hope you
stuck
ain't still
here.
on this island once I break out of here.
Of
I
course,
will hunt your every
you can see
footstep.
there that
You
I've
hear?
automatically failed all the missions with Inez. So she's no longer a
Damn you to
companion,
the
and she won't be for the rest of the game because I've betrayed her there. But then I can just walk on through past the bridge. The other option is, of course, you know, I can shoot them. And the final option is doing the Fairfield missions and encouraging a little down the track here, Auntie's Choice and their army to storm the gates, and I can storm it with them. So the army's just over here. I need to make a decision between two of the quest givers and finish their quest line in order to get the permission to send Commander Torres and his troops through the gate there. So as you can see, there are multiple ways of approaching this situation. And even within that, like I said, if you go to Fairfields, let me just do that now actually. You have to pick between two of the quest givers. You can't have them both. You can't do both their quest lines. And every quest line is considerably different. So let's go up there now.
Sometimes I get the feeling we're not welcome here. Like the Protectorate folks resent us liberating them.
So this is right at the start of the game, right up to the tutorial. You'll walk through Fairfields here and you'll be tasked with talking to the kind of leader, Mr. Milverstreet here. So you can either talk to him and he'll send you on a few missions. The missions will send you over here, and you kind of have to convince the residents there to pack up and move into Fairfield. Or you can go to his second of command, who will only send you on her missions here, Acquisitions Officer Kerr, if you don't go on Milverstreet's missions. And that's a whole different set of missions. So two people playing the same game are going to experience something completely different. So I'm going to go through some of your questions and kind of answer that to the best of my ability. The Outer Worlds 1 was trash. 2 doesn't look much better. That's not very nice. 2 is actually really good. If you liked Outer Worlds 1, you're going to love Outer Worlds 2. If you didn't like Outer Worlds 1 for whatever reason, definitely take a look at the Outer Worlds 2, because a lot has been improved upon. The storytelling, the gunplay, you can feel the impact of the weapons in this game. It's quite a bit improved. So, how does an evil playthrough feel? Is it as good as a good playthrough? That's a very good question. Now, I have set myself up with this playthrough to be a psychopath, as you can see here. So, damage is increased by 10%, 20%, and 40% against enemies with cautious, begrudging, or indignant factions, respectively. So, the reputations here, I've picked up the abrasive trait, which means I can't go beyond this particular point here in terms of reputation. If these were to drop to this stage, I get the 10% bonus, 20%, and the 40% bonus. So Psychopath actually helps you play that evil playthrough, so to speak. And then beyond that, we have the Serial Killer perk. I just need to gain another level and I'll unlock that for this playthrough. And when you kill a human that isn't hostile towards you, there's a guaranteed chance it drops a heart, and you get 2 max health per heart you collect. And then there's a chance, even if they are hostile, to drop a heart as well. And you take them as trophies, and you get tougher. And look at the amount of health I have, 705. So it's quite easy to become a huge tank if you go on a killing spree. Now, if I was just to, let me just quick save here. If I was just to go in guns blazing in this game, like so, I might be able to take out one person, maybe, before I drop. But this is on normal difficulty, but it's going to be very, very difficult. in the Other Worlds 2, unlike 1, you can't just go in guns blazing as a psychopath. You have to be a little bit more controlled, and you have to do what I just did, kind of hand in your companions and go through quests and go through missions until you've gathered enough power or gotten these NPCs into a position where you can take advantage of them and kill them, you know, either in stealth or put them in a position where they're getting attacked by someone else and then take them out. An example is, you know, I can go into here and close the door. I can take him out. Like so. I'd be able to take his heart. I'd be able to walk out like nothing happened. However, if someone was to walk past, they would see that body there. So instead, I need to use the acidic dematerializer to melt that body, and now I've gotten off scot-free. No one will know I killed that person, but they're gone for good. What you don't know is that particular NPC helps you with a mission just up here for drones and drone repairs. I can't remember exactly what it's called, but this mission here. So if that guy's gone, this mission is going to be maybe impossible depending on your build, or very, very difficult. So you gotta be careful who you kill. So in the Other Worlds 2, being evil is possible. It's not recommended until you kind of know the game a little better and until you've done a few missions at the very least. Because as you can see, I get the outlaw bounty there. I can't go to the bounty terminal at all and clear my bounty like I could in the first. So there's no way to cheese it. I'm just gonna have to run. Because that was an essential NPC, I'm able to run and just let 3 days pass. If I do, after the 3 days have passed, these guys are going to stop being hostile. But you can see some enemies like these, very easy to kill, you know, early on at character level, where is it? Character level 5. But if I was, say, character level 20, these guys would be dead. So yeah, you kind of have to wait. You kind of have to play smart. So, another question: how is the nimble trait? Well, I can probably show you that. Let's go down. So I made a save earlier. Here's what I prepared earlier, just so we're at the end of the tutorial.
Infuriating miscalculation.
There's no way to skip through this quickly, unfortunately.
There is the grand plan, your righteousness. I couldn't risk the fair.
There we go. So once you reach the end of the tutorial, you're able to respec. So I recommend making a little save so you can skip the tutorial and further playthroughs.
Welcome back. Please accept your back pay for the revival protocols mandate.
See, there we go.
Respec.
Respec.
Test. Say.
I can't change my background, but I can respec my traits and my skills. So let's grab Nimble. And let's just grab Brawny. We'll go Dumb. And I'll answer another question. Which are the best skills to lock off with Dumb? And that entirely depends on your build. You're never really going to go melee and guns, so you probably want to pick one or the other. Let's just say we're not going guns, so we'll lock off that. Now, if you've picked Brawny, you probably don't need explosives because they cross over a lot. You're going to be ripping open doors or you're going to be blowing them up. Same with engineering. If you've gone Brawny, probably don't need that as well. However, engineering is quite useful if you get 5 points into it, and I'll show you that later. If you're not going a leadership build and you're not going speech, lock those off. You don't need them. And then we have probably medical you wouldn't need. If you're going, for example, a sneaky lockpicky build, that's probably the way to go. So you go, where we go. So we'll go lockpick and melee, for example. That's a decent build. You're never going to go into leadership because you're going to be the one starting the fights. And you're never really going to use speech because you're going to want to kill people with your high melee skill. And engineering is just always useful. So I reckon that's probably the way you go. Anyway, let's jump into normal.
Assessment complete. It appears you experienced some changes while in suspended animation, but an event summary will now be provided.
Okay,
The
let's just
rift
get
also
through
remains
this.
a threat, correct? Agent Ibarra has the saddle. Agent Ibarra.
Okay, so you can't see it here because you need to be in combat. Consumerism, you get this for buying the premium edition. It's kind of like a bit of an Easter egg that the devs put in. If you spend a little bit extra money, you become dumb in game and you get a little bit cheaper vendor prices, but you can't sell it for as much. Alright, so because I'm not in combat, you can't see the sprint speed difference, but you can kind of see the crouch speed difference, and it does make a big difference because that's kind of just a bit slower than your normal walk speed, as you can see. So walk speed, crawl speed, or stealth speed, or whatever you want to call it. So nimble's very good. Doesn't come up much in dialogue, doesn't come up much in the world, but it's very useful when you do need to do, you know, your chain kills, your chain melee kills. All right, might as well start up a game and get into it. So maybe we'll go. Yeah, maybe we'll just make a new character. All right. Would a character work on hard difficulty where the player exclusively uses companion abilities and focuses on speech and leadership? I can probably just show you that now. Okay. Where is it? So this is a character I made earlier for this very reason. So this character has 9 in speech, 4 in leadership, and 7 in lockpick, and he's at level 8, and we're approaching kind of the end of the first act right now. Yep, almost at the end of the first act, and it's been relatively easy. Set the destination to point. Can I show you how it's like in combat? Is the storyline good? It is much better than the first. It has a lot of moments that I can't really go through without spoiling it, but your choices, I feel like, matter a lot more than they did in the first, which is what you want for an RPG. Let's go in there. And this feels, I guess, more like Fallout New Vegas in a lot of ways, which makes sense because it is Obsidian at the end of the day. But they made their first look like a tech demo with this game, because the choices kind of lead you into different paths and different avenues. You can get different factions to help you, you know, take areas. You can do it yourself. You can kind of work them against each other. You can be a complete psychopath. You can be a complete pacifist. So, as you can see, it takes me a lot longer to kill things, but I do have my companions able to help, like you can see there. So this is a very hard area. I'm under level for it, but they're able to kind of do the work. Now, I don't have a weapon on me that paints a target and lets them attack it. Oh no, I do. Here we go. So this will paint a target and tell them to attack it. So if I... What are you doing, Niles? Kill this first. So now if I use companion ability, I'm going to take them out really quick. So that's with 4 into leadership, so he's able to do quite a lot. Now I should really resurrect. Yeah, it's here. But yeah, to answer your question, yes, it is possible to go a full speech and leadership build even in combat.
I know full well that
And those were fairly hard enemies. Now what else do we have? How good are the companion interactions? Look, you're not gonna get... Don't run out there, Inez. What are you doing, son? She tried. Companion interactions are nowhere near as good as, say, your Mass Effect. They definitely... Probably shouldn't have shown this area this time. It's very difficult. Yeah, it's not the same as your Mass Effect. It's not the same as your like Dragon Age or Bioware games, Baldur's Gate. It's not like that, but it's a lot better than the first. And there's a lot of interactions. They interact with each other. So you can see there I've feared the target because of my speech skill. But yes. Let's just start a new game, shall we? All right. I'll let you guys choose how we build it and how we play. I won't read out your question, but I'll answer it.
Can't you get out?
There's
An infuriating miscalculation. Let me. The grand plan mandates
There's all the pretty
this
people in the
abomination
game.
of an experiment. I have neither the time. I couldn't risk the delicate fair.
and it doesn't feel as what's the right word to use here to be politically correct? It doesn't feel like they're holding your hand as much as they did in the first. It feels like the story was written for everyone instead of written just for a handful of people. If that makes sense. All right. So, what kind of build should we go? What are we seeing here? Like sneaky melee? Okay. All right. Maybe we go innovative. Actually, nimble would be good. So we will go dumb, just so you can see the interactions there. Let's go lockpick. So I'll lock off engineering, explosives, guns, hack, and leadership, and we'll go sneak, melee, and lockpick, just to be boring.
Assessment complete. It appears an event summary will follow it, and unfortunately, the rift also remains a threat to the correct. Agent Ibarra has expressed far more. This Agent Ibarra prioritized the final.
All right, so this is right after the tutorial. You'll get your first level. I always recommend getting this consumerism floor because it just makes everything cheaper. There's a few cool things that I want to show you right at the start of the game. First, lockpick 11. You're not going to be able to get this no matter how much you put into lockpick, but check out this little switch right here. Oh yeah, there we go. Rookie's reward. Now Rookie's reward levels up with you, so that's going to get stronger, and it's going to be strong all throughout the game because of it. It's pretty good. However, since we went melee, it's not going to be too useful for us. And here we go. Commander's safe key is right over here. So, let's go back to our little safe. Hey Bruce, how you doing? There we go. We've got a safe. We don't have to wait to speak to Valerie to get to unlock this. And we can pick up all of that stuff there. Now, the next thing we do is...
All these years and I still can't get my head around. Glad to see you up in there.
He will remember what you say. I'm going to blast through it just to make it easier for all of us.
She didn't
But
follow protocol.
how you are with
Established a safe room
him
there. Wager
matters.
that's where we'll find clue. Remind me again how long those side effects from
As you can
hibernation
see,
are
this will be
supposed to
remembered.
last.
Hibernation can result in fatigue.
Nothing. Just to be clear, was
I did pick the dumb response with him. So the first planet is Eden. This is kind of where the game starts. All right.
Records
And then
indicate,
Valerie's going to tell us about this little
unfortunately, due to a
dispenser
jam,
here.
this unit
I'm gonna
has
skip
a
past
helpful
her
addendum.
text. If you want me to
Additionally, the second
listen to
law,
them talk,
please
let me
do
know.
note this
Otherwise,
unit may
I'm just going to blast
please-
through it because I want you guys to experience it for yourself. But this little dispenser here requires these decryption keys. So the first one you just get
Congratulations on your
automatically, and it's the acidic dematerializer that I showed you before. It makes it so you can melt bodies that you've taken out so their friends can't see them and it won't be alerted to your presence. But to get to the next one, you need 4 decryption keys. And once you get those 4, you unlock this box, and then the next boxes that you find will drop down, and you'll keep needing more keys to kind of open them. So it's good to find and buy those keys wherever you can because they're very, very valuable, and it's always legendary items within those boxes. So look for those keys. You guys are nuts. All right. So let's put here are the options. We can put just 4 into melee, and then moving forward, we'd only be able to put 1 into it because you're only allowed 2 extra points on top of your current level. Or we can take a more even approach and go melee and sneak, for example. I think I want to put it all into melee for just now. And then we have our perks to choose between. I don't really find it valuable to get an extra equipment slot, especially not early on. So I won't get this. Duelist is pretty good. We also have heavy-handed. It knocks down enemies, and I like that very much as well. But scoring a kill from stealth, your movement speed is doubled, which is very nice. Or ghost. If they start investigating you, you get camouflage, and I always like picking that up first because it means we just last longer in stealth without being seen, which is always good. No, there isn't any kind of racial bias, and that's from someone that kind of notices these things. They've definitely... I'm just gonna pick up it. I can't help myself. It's like I'm not streaming. Just have to pick up everything. So reading these kinds of messages gives you a bit of flavor to the game, but also in some instances it will unlock extra conversations with some characters, which will make certain conversational checks easier for you.
As key communication hubs for the Protectorate.
But let's continue on. I might actually... Should I use this melee weapon? I probably should.
Visitors are likely to be shot or hanged on sight.
That's why we're headed to Fairfield first. Add the rest of
Okay, you get a triple barrel shotgun right there for everyone
The
wondering.
sign seems to be functioning normally.
So you can't really stealth there. It's kind of like an event by means.
Emergency.
Ready to wait.
So
On your command.
there we go. Alright, let's continue on. I really enjoyed the game. Look, you don't put in 100 hours into a game and not enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. Every time you play through, you'll experience something different, which is really nice.
Improved management of Auntie's. I'd usually ask if you were affiliated with the previous. Even so, going to have to ask you to identify. Well, despite having serious questions about your intelligence level, I surmise you are most assuredly not a spy. End of the day, we let most anybody in. Bottom line's all we
Have
care
I
about
done a
is that
run
bottom
using
line.
the
That'll be
easily
all.
distracted floor?
Unless you got any questions
No,
before
I
you're on your
haven't.
way.
That's one of the things I haven't done, but it would be interesting.
On the way from the landing pad? Damnation.
I have done a run where
But
I've taken
them
the
protectorate drones
floored
been a
floor,
serious men-
wherein I
Bounty
need to
terminals out
accept
next to the
every
jail.
floor, and
What?
thankfully,
Been in hibernate? As
I
I've
didn't
never
actually
heard of-
get
Oh, we
the
got
easily
everything.
distracted floor.
Once again, welcome to Fairfield.
But the extra perks were
official new
nice.
home of
So every
free
5
trade.
levels, you get an extra perk point if you do take that easily distracted floor. Alright, let's continue to
Keep your petty
what I was
skepticism.
discussing
I'll
before.
pay
This
my
is right at the
tab
start of
in
the
no
game.
time.
You've got to go and talk to Mr. Milver Street. And he'll send you on your way
Yet you see fit to keep
through
me in
a quest line
constant
where
state
you
of
get a few
consternation.
legendaries.
With each unauthorized act, you jeopardize our hold of
So this is
Fairfield.
Auntie.
Yes, but you must understand.
No.
Yes, I thought
And
not.
Auntie Cleo,
Now, unless you care
she
to see what
takes
life in the lower rungs
center
looks like,
stage
you will both
alongside
of you cease
some of the
your
other
foolish
leaders
maneuvering
of the different
immediately.
factions.
Do I?
I won't
Yes,
spoil anything
Auntie.
about it, but
Good.
depending
See
on
that it is
how you
done.
interact
I will
with the
root
faction,
and
you're
while
going to
you're at
interact with
it,
her in different
you
ways.
might want to look into
So
your
the choices
security
and outcomes
situation,
are
Commander.
quite deep in this
I'm
game.
not accustomed to an audience when addressing my subordinates.
Who in the void? Eavesdropping on Auntie's choice business is like to get a body shot for spying. Though you're not wanting for moxie. I'll give you that.
Now hold a moment, Car. When opportunity comes visiting, perhaps it's better not to.
A
So we
surprisingly
have to
good
choose
point.
between the two of them. Who do you think
Especially
I
from
should
you.
go with?
She
Going
only
with
forbade us
Officer
using our own
Kerr here.
personnel. It'd be a whole
It's
other
a
matter
more
were a stranger to happen to
direct
aid one of
approach.
us. But which?
Whereas Mr. Milver
Well,
Street
you
is
seem
a
an
less
observant
direct
sort,
approach,
so
better for your
I
speech
expect you'll
builds.
tire of Milver Street's
So I think
bluster soon
we
enough.
probably should go with Core.
Come see me before agreeing to whatever absurdity.
Alone. Allow me to introduce myself. I am D.B.
So we can
Milver. Not
Use the dumb path
quite
again.
what I meant, but I like your contempt for boundaries. I could put your adventures. I do not. But
So
I'm
you'll
lovely
see
to talk
that
to beg and ask for
actually
nothing in return.
choosing the
Tell
dumb
me,
options doesn't
what do
really
you
have a
desire of this
negative
island?
impact in terms of conversation. There's only a rare few times where it bites you in the ass, but most of the time, and some of the time, most of the time it's fine, and some of the time it actually gets you a better result.
Do you mean the Vox relay? That's a big tower. You do? Well, listen carefully. If you help me with what I want, I can get you into the Vox. Or all the socks. Better yet, helping me shall result in I previously sent a graph. Unfortunately, the
just
program resulted in
fly through
I have
this.
reason to believe that their system is less rigid than protectorate leadership would claim.
Most people will do what
It's
I was just
ripe
about to
for
do and just hit the
exploitation.
top option thinking it's going to continue
Is
you
there
through.
a more beautiful
But on your
phrase?
first playthrough, I recommend telling him to
You should go talk to Carr.
hold his horses a little bit here and you'll think about it. Because the first
Watch
thing
out
you
for
want to
that
do
anti-Cleo.
is go and talk to his second in command here.
Didn't catch a look at your uniform before.
Yeah.
Oh, the reaching arm.
I actually
the Earth
think her
Directorate,
line is
wagging
more
its fingers
entertaining,
and snagging
honestly.
our
But
pocketbooks.
you do unlock
You
his
won't be a
awesome hat if you play through
I'm
Mr.
Officer
Milver
Babylon.
Street's
Now, not
path.
to say I
So
question the presence of the Vi, although if you were keen on, there's much should note. Is
Right, so I'm
Milver
going
Street's
to
grinning manipulate
accept
competent?
her line. Yeah, I mean the armors look pretty good. Like this is the premium set that you get for obviously the premium edition, and so is that. It's not very stealthy, but it's pretty decent. So the more bits you hold, the bigger your damage resistance, and this one makes it so your companion abilities charge 10% faster. Very useful. All right, so let's continue on.
Commander, there is a 98.7% chance that
So I don't want to spoil kind of what's going on, so I'll skip past that. I really like listening to the dialogue in this game, but I don't want to spoil too much for everyone planning to play it themselves. So this is an instance where there's crossover between engineering and brawny. So I definitely don't recommend picking the brawny trait if you're planning on going engineering. And engineering as a first run is really, really good. It's really fun. There's a lot of things you can do with it. But if I was to open this, all I'm getting in there is like bits and a few materials for crafting. So it's not like you're really missing out, but you'll never be able to open that door unless you put points into engineering or have the trait. Alright, go here, use this. And this progresses the story a little bit.
My cover story has worked. Seems a call. I was able to eat.
Blah, blah,
I have
blah.
apple. I have. I'd even create all that was left. Well, I don't, and I am the only. But the complete. I can only keep.
I can't believe this. Void me if I understand any of it. I mean, she wasn't a damn scientist.
So you can see there's always a lot of options for conversations, and there's a lot of conversations in the game.
When it results in a bunch of DeVries may have saved me on Triangular. We all thought she was the pinnacle of what an agent should be.
Does the game give you elemental powers? No.
She always struck me as so.
Doesn't give you elemental powers. It gives your companions elemental powers. Inez, for example, gets a graft with if you take out an alpha Crabble. If you use that graft, because you can choose between two different animals to graft to her, she gets kind of like this fire attack that lowers their armor. You can modify everything that you find with elemental effects. Like my knife here, I could put an elemental effect on it. My guns. So that was a time where Nimble paid off. I can use a Nimble conversation
Make it a
check.
habit of sneaking up on people, so guess I should apologize. Look, it all happened again the next, but then.
I'm just going to do this for a bit of experience.
Maybe.
But this is a little side mission here. I need to go in here. I need to read a terminal there telling me that there's a scrap of paper down here. And then I can use that to log in and unseal the cellar door. If I had observation though, I wouldn't need to unlock that door. I would have seen it. It would have popped up. Observation would have told me it's there and I would have been able to open it. So let's just make sure I've got this.
I suppose it was only a matter of time until we were discovered. Though what an odd thing to die for. Apples. Oh, spare me such... Of course, I know why you're really... The greenhouse's stolen bounty.
Alright.
Is this a secret cellar? And hidden in plain sight down there. Well, if they're only...
Sequencing attack strategy.
So... I forgot I took my pre-binding off. I was trying to throw a grenade. How did I put grenades on?
Guess I had this mystery all wrong. A small part of me was hoping... Nah. I lost it. But
When did I put grenades on? Oh, I was on this button. Strange. Alright, what I was going to do is open up with a grenade, but... messed that up. Anyway, that was the end of that quest. That's given me enough to level up. So, because this is the second level up, I don't get a perk point. It's every second... It's every first level up, realistically. That gives you a perk point, and then the second doesn't. So, I can put one into melee, and I can put one into sneak, and then apply, and I am good to go. Now, let's head out on this mission here to find the access credentials. This is completely optional. I don't need to do that. I can just go straight to the ARC. They won't let me in because I don't have the credentials, and I'll need to find another way to sneak in. But it's a lot easier just to go here first, so let's do that. Alright. So if I press Z in combat, I use the inhaler to heal, but if I press it out of combat, you can see there, I just healed up by using my food. So your food is here, you can manually eat with it, but if I just press Z while out of combat, I automatically do it, and it saves a lot of time. Talk to her. No? Still someone out there? Where are they? There it is. Nothing. Nobody giving me loot today. Yes, Trooper Faulkner. I killed it. Where are you going now?
That's the third drone in as many days. Where are the void
Who
damn
hurt
things
you?
coming from?
I think someone in the chat was saying there's no pretty girls. I mean...
Of course, we could have staunched the flow of drones by
See,
now if
right
Officer
here it
Carr
says no
dispatched
info
another
found.
patrol, as I requested.
If we had
But
done a bit of
no such
exploring
luck.
and found the info required to meet this point, we would have an extra option and would give us another thing to do. Or if we had the Space Ranger perk, which is in the speech, I think it requires 3 in speech, and it makes it so the more points you have in speech, the more damage you do. So if we had that, we'd have another conversational option.
So instead of allocating necessary resources,
Is melee
Carr
good
doesn't
in this
trust me
game?
with that kind of
I'll
work.
be honest, it's not as good as guns until you get one particular perk. So if we go down to the melee perk here, this one, Vital Striker, you need 15 in melee and 15 in sneak. It makes it so when you well, first off, you get 100% more sneak attack damage. Additionally, in combat with your light melee weapons, which is what I'm equipped with right now, you always deal half of your sneak attack bonus. Now, that doesn't sound crazy, but when you look at the fact that we're already up to 105 sneak attack damage, 105% at 20, at level 20, where the max is, it's over 1,000%. So you'll be doing 500% extra damage with your melee weapons outside of combat, just with every hit, and you hit very, very quickly. And once you get that, it's nuts. But of course, you're gonna have to level up. So melee is an investment. You invest into it, you start off quite a bit weaker, because it's a lot easier just to whip out your weapon and shoot things. But there's no ammo as well. Like, ammo is
Engaging combat protocols.
quite limited. Let me show you this gun leveling up. So that just got a boost. See the blue thing? That just got a boost from its friends dying. These Iranium makes them tougher if they stay into it. And they're powered by Iranium, so it bursts out of them when they die. So the more you kill of them, the stronger they kind of get, but you won't really notice that on normal difficulty. Thanks, Boot. So this is level 1 right now, Rookie's Reward. You can see it on the right there. The unassuming gun requires experience as you use it. There we go. And now it is level 2. You can see I gain damage, reducing spread, attack speed increase, and it's going to be quite weak because I've put nothing into it. But once it levels up, it's very strong. The Crabble's got me involved. Don't want to get between a Raptidon and a Crabble.
Give the order and I'll take care of it, Commander.
Yeah, melee's more of a slow burn. You'll start off a little bit weaker, like I said. But once you get the right perks, it becomes quite deadly. I'm not bothering sneaking around right now because it's not an area I need to, but... So there are Raptidons in there. So what I can do is throw a distraction device. And take them out instantly. So sneak attacks are very, very strong. Overtuned, I would say. It's just overtuned because you can't do it all the time. Once you're detected, you get knocked out of the ability to do sneak attack damage unless you get particular gear Or unless you get that particular perk that I mentioned before.
Hey you! Get over here before you get yourself killed.
Later in the game, there are a few checks that require 20 skill points, but not a lot. For example, I used the engineering 20 twice in the whole game. I think it was twice or 3 times in the whole game. So you don't need to get to skill level 20, which is the max. I'm just breaking down items here because I don't use bypass shunts, so I'll get rid of those as well. I do use mag picks because I want to make some explosive grenades. I will probably need them in the section coming up.
No, you ain't got what I need. And you can't come stumbling around here looking like prey. These raps ain't had a bite to eat since their pods dropped from the look of it. And a desperate rapt is a dangerous rapt.
You know, when I first saw her, I thought I was going to hate her. I thought they were going to write her to be insufferable, but she's actually pretty fun. And her quest lines are great. It's like going on monster hunts to get her different parts for her body. And it actually changes her skills and it changes how she plays, which is really cool.
Met no offense, me and Raptidons, which is why I gotta ask, what are you doing here? I'll admit I was eager for if you had everyone in Fairfield.
I'm just gonna skip through it.
No, bet they'd. I only been able to treat. Go on. I got what.
So everyone thinks you're gonna get her as a companion. Here you don't. You have to go back to Mr. Milver Street and then you get her as a companion. But we're here for the access credentials, so I need to go through this door. Before I do, I'm going to answer a question about the hot-blooded perk. Now, where is it? There it is. All right, so you now apply burn faster and heal whenever burn deals damage or reaches max stacks. So you do 20% more stacks of burn applied when dealing plasma damage, and you heal for 50% of the damage dealt by burn and plasma explosions. So to answer your question, you can just apply any plasma attachment to any weapon and you'll get the effect of this. If you use a plasma grenade or a grenade with any kind of burn effect, you're going to get the effect of this. It's basically like just getting 20% more damage. Not really 20% more damage. It's like getting 20% more damage on the burn stacks. So it's like a dot, not a dot. Yeah, it's a dot. It's like a damage over time effect. And you're stacking it up until it reaches its pinnacle. And when it reaches its pinnacle, they're going to burn for a lot. And it gives it 20% more damage to that. But the best thing about this is you heal for the 50% of what you do, which is very useful. And you can put... Can I sneak around those guys? There's one over there. Maybe if I go like this. Got one. Shh. Very, very quiet.
Confronting
Wasn't good enough. Did you see the burn stacks on that one? So that would have been damage. See the 2s that are ticking down on this guy here. So I would be healing for 1 every tick. Oh, there's a quick one. Need to heal. If I have the hot one, that is. So maybe because I'm not going to shoot, I will put the better melee weapon on. And now this one will actually deal some damage outside of stealth. Yeah, I do recommend the explosives path. I went the explosives path as my first playthrough and I kind of missed it on my second because it is very strong. Explosives are really good. I'll show you now actually when we fight the next Raptidon that's coming up. So I can't help myself but click on every single one of them because usually it gives you info to use in a conversation. The stealthy one up there, I think. So that's the grenade. You can see there's 76 damage, whereas if I do a power attack, not nearly as much. I'm going to die because I'm trying to show this. Companions, heal me. Kill him. There we go. Thank you, Miles. You did your job. Come back here. I shouldn't really be blocking that. I'm just not used to this playstyle. I always go sneaky melee builds last. Okay, heal up. I don't think there's any way to go up there. And I think we've done all of these. Let's get all of these. So also another cool thing about the game is don't feel bad about picking up absolutely everything because there is no limit to how much you can hold. You can see here there's no weight limit, there's no limit to how many items you can pick up, weapons you can pick up, throwables. You can just go nuts.
Entering a confrontation.
Cheesed him a bit. Alright, so he's ripped up this. Cool. Cool beans. Alright, is there anything else to pick up around here? Also, I completely forgot, but definitely listen to the radio. It's all original music and they commentate on what you're doing in the world through their eyes, through their lens and their perspectives. So each faction has their own radio station. Yes, you are correct. Stealth and explosives are probably the most powerful skills in terms of combat, but here's the high security box that you can unlock with the special decryption keys. So I picked that up. That's going to go to my ship now. In order to open that, I need the right amount of decryption keys. These ones here, advanced decryption. And I think that is it for the area. Perfect. Now we can get on out of here. Always use your auto docks, even if you've got health, because as you can see, they increase the amount of inhaler charges you have by 2 every time. They also clear your rads. I call them rads, but it's xyranium poisoning. And now we're outside, and we can just quick travel. If we want, back here, we were told to craft and buy ammunition. That is one little quest, tutorial quest, that if we do it, we just get a bunch of experience. So let's just do that.
Can't believe some of those protectorate hull heads just couldn't see the benefit of self-betterment.
Finally find a way to get ahead.
So there's a lot of little things you can do that you won't understand why you can do it until you've played a certain path. I know that was a bit convoluted, but for example, I can climb on top of this building here and I can turn off that hollow mask for Auntie Cleo right now. Why do I need to do that? It is a very niche situation that comes up that probably most of you won't ever see, but the option's there right from the start to do that. So the game does not hold your hand. So let's buy some ammo. There we go. And now we need to craft it. Very simple to craft ammo. Just need black powder and scrap metal. And there we go. Quest complete. 360 experience. Now let's make our way over to the ARC. And this is why I like doing Commander Kerr's missions, because the ARC actually gives you the shield. Actually, no. Let's get the double jump first. So to get the double jump, definitely recommend getting the double jump first, guys, because there's a lot of traversal in this game. So to get the double jump, we gotta talk to this dude over here.
Don't go into that cheap. Swear, look like you've had your share of troubles. Ever had the perfect
He looks trustworthy, doesn't he?
I had just the thing. It's like the
So you gotta help him. You gotta take his mission. You gotta help him.
Couldn't or wouldn't go in.
What's in it for him?
Complete. Don't want to bargain. I have a few bits I can offer
Hey,
you.
Duty.
Not much.
Guys, if you haven't seen Duty's channel, check him out. He does amazing reviews.
So close, but so edible space.
And I recently twisted his arm to play Mass Effect, so check his Mass Effect review out. Alright.
Didn't you already leave? Time.
So we need to meet the Jackson Plum dude. Let's head on over there. This is how we get the double jump. So you have to go all the way around, and once you do, it's worth it. I actually think if it's your first game, the first time playing through this, my recommendation would be not to go a combat build. Combat is just too enticing, but there are so many things you'll miss by not having a world skill. I call them world skills because they apply to the world in some way. A lockpicking, for example, is a world skill. Engineering, explosives, hacking, all of those things come up so frequently in the game that by having a combat skill, you actually miss out on seeing what happens in those interactions. You miss out on some gear, you miss out on some better paths through the storyline. You're never going to be able to do everything throughout the game because you're never going to have enough skill points to get everything. So you only get 2 skill points to level up, and the max level is 30, which means at most you can max out 3 skills. I'm actually doing quite a bit of damage around. It's good. He hadn't played Mass Effect before since release, and it was the original. Why did you walk over there? For anyone who hasn't played Mass Effect, yeah, what are you doing? So I'm going to disable all these drones here for a little bit of extra experience. Can't in combat. Damn, I should have snuck over here. Oh, what's it from the old-fashioned way? So that nimble trait, you can see, I am running so incredibly quickly in combat. So it really pays off. But, you know, it pays off in combat. It doesn't pay off in the world. Not that much. Whereas something like Brawny pays off more in the world than it does in combat. Actually, switch to that. Goodness, a lot better. Come back. Alright. Someone's gonna be pissed off I destroyed all their drones. Anyway. That was for one of the bounties that I didn't pick up. I probably should have. Yes, he has actually put some memes in there specifically for me, so definitely check that review out.
Your insides are leaking outside, Commander.
Come back here. And surprisingly, Niles is not like Jacob. If you don't like Jacob, you might actually not like Niles. Because Niles is not a complete loser. He's got this little revenge plot going on, but besides that he kind of grows up very quickly.
I know I've been pushing to find DeVries, so this
I won't
might
tell you how
seem
he
a
got
bit
that
of a
scar,
left turn. Got
but
an old friend here, tracked in the Westport a short time ago, but I had some that starts with writing. I had my
besides
orders.
his mission line,
Often
he's
than not,
quite
our
interesting.
help. Only later I learned that.
Yeah.
Being this.
So that was him giving me the
Need something,
companion
Commander?
mission. He can do this. He can field tinker. So at
Always
any
happy to
time
around for-
out in the world, outside of combat, I can break down items, and then I can use them to craft. So I can craft more explosive grenades, for example. I can craft more ammo. It's very useful. So having him in the party is quite good. And he just so happens to be one of the best tanks in the game. Tristan may be slightly better than him, but he does output damage at range, which is nice, instead of Tristan's melee. So this is where the double jump boots are. I'll shut up so you can watch. Yes, you do get experience for exploring, as you just saw there.
With these boots, I can Jackson! Twitch your broken leg!
Walk it off, buddy. It wasn't the fall that killed him. It was the sudden stop at the end.
Sir, I know this isn't the time, but
So these are Auntie's Choice representatives, and you can kind of tell when they are because everything's about climbing the corporate ladder.
Hey, you down there! Would you?
I'm pleased not to be the only one wondering.
Not the only one. How did you get it? We've been stuck atop this machine. I can't fathom no sense.
So we need to rescue them now.
Notion that she'd sacrifice
And how do we do that?
this platform. The reason.
So if you were to use them, then
Exactly.
Yes. How do we do that? We take the double jump. So now we have this little fella over here, the P-A-L-E, Pale, lets us double jump. Doesn't stop us from dying, but it lets us double jump. But before I do that, I just want to show you little hidden things like this. Grizzly Severed Arm. You got no idea what that's going to do until it comes up. But it gets you some experience and some items. Let's jump up. Alrighty. A little platforming puzzle here. We can go this way for... a little bit extra. Pitchball card. So pitchball cards, this one gave me 1 toxicity crash threshold. They're permanent buffs, but if I get enough of them in the free market station, it actually unlocks... I'll make it... Yeah. It actually unlocks a vendor that has some really cool legendary items. One is a Beat Saber that lets you strike to the beat to get bonus effects. Yeah, the kneecaps did fly past my head. This game is gory, it's gruesome, it's it's not for kids. Alright, so you can see here it's another check. I need 3 in science or 3 in medical in order to pull these vines, and I basically get a trauma kit for doing so. So don't feel so bad if you can't do it. There's a lot of checks like that you won't be able to do just because you don't have the right skills. Level 1. Alright, so I should get a perk for this one. So I'm gonna keep melee and sneak equal now, because I put a few points into melee so my damage is not terrible. Because I want to get to 15-15 to get that really nice perk. So the first melee attack performed gains bonus damage when sprinting, and it's increased for larger weapons. It actually comes up more than you think it would. So it's something I will pick up, because I will be sprinting around a lot since I do have the nimble trait. It does make it a lot easier to get into melee range. And here we are.
That's it? It was that easy?
I wouldn't call that easy.
That was some impressive climbing. Poor Jackson could have learned a thing or two from you. Starting with the right direction to jump, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Alright. Once again,
We've certainly found
another
our
cute
way into a
girl.
most
So the
harrowing
person in chat
circumstance.
saying what they were saying,
I'm glad
I
I'm
think
not
you're wrong,
alone.
buddy.
Yet still, he seemed like a complete.
Some dirt going into this place. Someone needs to call housekeeping. Yep, dirt. Alright, so there's two options here. There is to just simply lower the harvester, or we can regulate the drive overloader to prevent it from burning out. We need engineering 4 or the brilliant trait. I happen to have the brilliant trait, so I do it. It means that now when I lower the harvester, it won't be stuck, and I'll get more rewards for this particular quest. Yes, that is a body getting crunched. Yeah, it's a dark game.
Oh, thank the law. I never thought of myself as a vertiginous sort, but being trapped 100 meters in...
I mirror that sentiment, to be certain. In fact, Auntie will have to pay me triple if heights are to be involved. And isn't it grand to be in a system that allows me that freedom?
Alright, and as a bonus, I adjusted the system so it didn't burn out.
So the platform still works?
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing. Not that we'll be going up in it again. For that, you deserve a little extra on top of your urgently improvised extortive rate. Thank you again.
So, we got 3 reputation with Auntie's Choice, and we just so happen to get this. This scales with the further distance you are away, the bigger damage bonus you'll get. And it also applies weak spot damage, which is multiplicative if you've got an observation. So this is good for an observation build, good for a sniper build, but not so good for us. That's what we unlocked. Alright. So that was the double jump. Now we need to make our way over here and get the shield gadget. Uses energy, keeps us safe from the Ziranium, keeps us safe from damage in combat. I don't use it a whole lot, but I did end up using it when I tried the very hard difficulty, because slowing down time and lining up shots isn't as valuable as staying alive in that difficulty, because they hit very, very hard. They hit so hard, in fact, that you're gonna have some moments where you rage out. But the good news is they don't take more damage than they would have. It's just, they just deal more damage. They don't get very spongy. Might have to go up there and around and then down. That's probably the way to do it.
Best keep your lamps lit for wildlife.
Hostile wildlife. Familial
So this is them
classification of Raptidon. Detected.
talking. They'll talk a
Swear
lot
that wasn't.
throughout the game. So one of my companions is doing that plasma damage. So I do extra damage for sprinting into him. Extra damage again for sprinting. I get Valerie to heal me. The companion ability, I've set to 1 and 2 instead of setting the weapon changing to 1 and 2. Just because you can just change it just right away. If you're using a controller, it's much easier than that.
Training facility, jewel of the Protectorate's military portfolio, northeast of the
Okay.
landing pad near Broken Spire. Although
Let's
only
head on down. So we can do this mission on the way, confront Savannah. She's in a little chapel up here.
approach at your own risk, and only if you're super will place you upon your likely demise. Well, you heard it here. Best of luck to anyone hull-headed enough to poke around that place.
And this is a case where I don't think even to this day, with the amount I've played it, I've not ever found her journal. Wait, what's going on? Why can't I talk to her? Alright, well, I'll just take your pocket watch then. Is it because I'm in combat? Yeah. Because I'm in combat. I'll just loot everything she has then. Okay.
We're closed.
Now we're out.
Did you not hear me? This place is closed. No learning today about how everything happens according to the obscure calculus of an indecipherable
If I had
plan.
Savannah's journal, I would be able to make
Why
this
are you asking?
The people
choice as well.
Imagine how we feel.
And how?
That ain't something.
If you think I'm going to help you do what
I mean,
does
what?
I can't say. Maybe none of this would have happened had I.
So I had discovered that info, so I was able to make that choice. I've discovered this info as well. It's all been on terminals, I think.
For some, but would have talked to a crowd.
So I'm able to continue.
After we became friends.
And here we go.
She began to change.
Because I don't have Savannah's journal, I
Still
can't go that
bothered her
extra
from
step.
time to time, but I thought for some reason, which she even continued to. What do you mean? She said learning the truth.
Know a little something about that.
I did after the corporatist. That she said it had some no, but it had to
So
be someone's fault.
I'm not
right?
able to get much
I know
more out
I've
of her
no right
without
to
a
ask
journal.
this if you.
But I do get a nice bit of experience. So, I've gone through skills already and what I think are very good, but if I was to put the notion of you need to pick and play and experiment and have fun and play the way you want, if I put that aside, that whole notion aside, and just tell you what I really liked, I liked going engineering and explosives. That together, maxing those two out, was very, very fun. With engineering, I could craft as many grenades as I needed, and with explosives, any explosives, even my guns with explosive modifications, became extremely powerful. It feels very, very overtuned because I don't think you're going to have enough because it's a limited resource, but engineering makes it so common. Like you've got 50, 60 grenades in your inventory because you can just spam make them, especially with the innovative trait as well. I didn't pick it up this run, but very, very useful, very, very fun. I think going purely guns or purely melee to start with is probably a trap, like I mentioned before, just because you'll miss out on a lot of checks in the world. You'll have a lot easier time in combat, but if having a hard time in combat is a thing, then turn down the difficulty if you're having a problem with it. Combat's not incredibly hard. Why am I going back this way? I'm such an idiot. Combat is not incredibly hard on normal. It can get difficult at points, I won't lie, but you don't need to pick up a combat trait. So, hack and lockpicking, to answer your question, come up more than any other skill in the game. Lockpicking especially is all over the place. Now, it ranges from useless to very useful. Useless is when you can simply bypass a lock that you could have opened if you just explored a little more and found the key card for. There's many of those situations. However, there are a few situations where lockpicking will open an area that you can't get to with any other means. And it's the same with hacking as well. There are a few instances with hacking where you can't open an area or get a piece of information without the right hacking skill, and you never can without it. So, and then obviously there's other instances where you're completely fine if you just explore around and find another means. But they come up the most in the world. Whereas explosives, for example, comes up, in a medium amount. It'll let you blow open doors. It'll let you disarm traps.
Must be at least a few useful parts in here.
I'm not talking to him. It'll let you disarm traps and open doors. But usually there's another way to do it. For example, if you have lockpicking, you can open the same door that you could use explosives on. Or you can simply shoot the traps and that activates them and sets them off. So there's ways around it, but there are a few instances where you got no other option but to use explosives. And the same with engineering. The same with all of the world skills. There was always instances where you're forced to use it. Otherwise, you can't get into that section or can't do that particular task.
By orders of Marshal Donaldson, no one comes or goes to the automech.
And that's a true RPG, right?
What's your
It
business
locks off
here?
certain things for you. If you haven't gone that build, you're just going to have to accept it and maybe try a new run once you finish the game and see what happens. Anyway, so I went through all that trouble to get the access pass.
Now
I can just click that option.
Slowing down a ranking protectorate official is worth 10,
Once
20
again,
demerits if
pretty
you're lucky.
girl.
All right, let's not
I
lose
mean,
our
he's
heads over a simple
weird looking, but
misunderstanding.
she's alright.
And
She's
fair
easy on the
warning,
eyes.
watch out for Zarani. And one more.
So we can just go on past. If we didn't have the access pass, we would need to go down here, go around, sneak all the way in, and yeah, a lot harder because you have to sneak past all the bad guys. Whereas right now, they're letting me in. I'm not an issue. To clarify, yes, engineering opens up the jammed doors. There are jammed doors around the world, a lot of jammed doors, and you can either open them with brawny or the trait brawny or a certain rank of engineering. Engineering also comes up in dialogue. It comes up in other things like, hey, I want to fix this thing over here. That will take engineering, like we just saw before with the platform that lowers. If we had engineering, we could have
Did the authorities
lowered
send
it.
you? Did my torrent of messages
lower it
finally
safely.
convince them of the vast crap? What a relief. In here, no one
This
at the
guy's gone
facility
crazy.
will-
He's
Crabbles are the
thinks
bane
there
of our-
are Crabbles everywhere.
Heed my warning,
So you can steal like this without them seeing you because he's not facing me. So let me just do a throw down quick save. See, he can't see me, but if I did it, I'd get a bounty in front of him. So don't be cautious with stealing. Steal as much as you can because there's really not much consequence for doing it. Just quick save before you do and steal. I didn't really find any issues with being a criminal.
All that matters.
Yeah, exactly. If you want to use demolition, actually, I can show you right here, actually,
We must
what
adhere to decontamination procedures.
happens when you have demolition. See? If I had, I keep calling it demolitions, but it's explosives. If I had explosives 3, I could open this door. If I have lockpick 3 and a mag pick, I can open this door. Because I don't have either, I can't. And I won't be able to ever without one of those two. So, let's us continue on with this mission.
Give me a sec. Almost done. The Marsh, if even a single automix, Zeranium corrupted automix. Open. The Marshal is a. You should only be able. You want to. Should only be able.
Okay, so I need to talk to the marshal. I don't...
I'm glad that. Anyway, Zeranium is hardly much.
Okay, so what he's going to task me to do is fix this leak.
Alas,
Now,
tragic. No matter.
the commander
Now,
wants
their
us
burden is
to
mine.
sabotage this facility. We don't need to sabotage the facility, we can fix it. However, she will appreciate it more if we do sabotage it, and we'll need to talk her down if we don't.
Oh, yes, now what is it you want? Now tell me, are you from... quite. I could speak at... So what am I endeavoring to... Quite...
I'm just skipping past the
Now
text
here,
here because we don't have
try
all
to
day.
avoid any fields of dense
So
uranium
we need
or
to
death is
collect
all
the
but assured. Ideally,
Zaranium
the
to
result-
do a
well,
little
if you
test on it.
sub-
So let's do that. Examine these notes everywhere you find them
Might be
because
wise to get that large
usually it gives you
gas cloud or wide
something else to chat
Don't think there's
about.
anything to gain by getting near.
Yeah, I don't think spreading out your points in this game is a good idea. If you don't have high enough skills in... I can pick these ones up. High enough skills in particular areas, you'll miss all the checks. You can put, 2 to about 4 in your off skills because they will always pay off in some way. But don't try to spread it out so thin that your main skills don't get to a high level because you miss out on perks and you miss out on
little
knowledge checks.
minion. I trust you've made progress. What did I should now? What's needed now is something to a shield, you adorable nitwit. An enclosure.
You adorable
a
nitwit.
Personal encapsulation to protect your vitals. I require. You'll be pleased to learn there's so you may have trouble.
I'm getting a lot of
You
questions about the
must have
skills.
seen the large.
Let me
Good.
answer.
One
Let me answer them quickly. All right. So this is what I recommend. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 skills. And we have 29 level ups times 2. So that's 58 points to spend across all of them. So you start with 2. So you can put almost exactly 20, 20, 20. So 3 skills can get 20 points into them by the end of the game. I would recommend having 2 skills up to max or very close to max, and then either maxing the third or spreading out the thirds. So getting a handful into, say, the 4, 5, or 6 range is probably the way to go. And 2 put up pretty high. So in my example of engineering explosives, I put engineering to 20, and I put explosives to 20 because they both gave really good level 20 perks. So I grabbed those 2 level 20 perks, and then I spread the skills out. In another one, I maxed out 3. I put guns, observation, and what was it? I think it was medical or science. I can't remember now. But I maxed those 3 out. And I find the maxing the 3 out usually works a bit better than the spreading them out. The spreading them out is just if you want to see kind of more interactions, to have a bit more choice in the world. But don't let me stop you. Don't let me yuck your yum. What am I doing? Ah, yes. So, oh wait, where is it? I'm an idiot. I need to pick up the thing. Journal. There it is. For not paying attention.
Any closer to obtaining the catalytic amplifier? I ingratiating myself.
All right, I need to talk to this guy. I think. What I get for not listening.
Yes. Please, why should I follow this?
Come on, just do it for science.
If you need something, I cannot abide any effort.
All right.
I'd have sent someone to retrieve it myself first. You good?
All right, so I have to go out to the cave where the crabbles are, or to the coast where the crabbles are, and pick it up. If I had better speech, I could have convinced him to give me one and disable the dragoon that's protecting the place, therefore making it a lot easier to take down if I wanted to clear the place out of these protectorate soldiers. But with none of that, I'm forced to kind of walk on over there and take on the crabbles. How's the gunplay compared to the first one? Really good. Really, really good. Much, much better. If you play the first one and jump straight into this one, you're gonna have a good time. Where am I going? It's that way. Alright, I don't think there's any way to really sneak attack these guys. We'll try though. Let's get into the grass. They're a little bit far away right now. So they're gonna go over there, be distracted by the distraction device. That thing's gonna friggin' see me. This guy's too strong. Alright. I'm right too far ahead. These guys are well over leveling me, but as you can see, because I've invested into melee, I'm still doing considerable damage. He's gonna get him through the attack against that one. And they did. Nice. And then I need to pick up. There it is. Strip the automech for parts, and we have it. Now these are obviously crab eggs. They do drop meat if you kill them. But we're not playing World of Warcraft, so let's ignore that. Now heal back up. Now I will say, when I did play stealthy, and I played properly, not just skipping through the missions and not exploring and leveling up, I never really faced situations where enemies were too high of a level for me to stealth. So you might have seen that there and been like, okay, that sucks. But that's only because, you know, I'm not playing the game how you really should. I kind of know where everything is, so I'm able to just rush through everything. You don't have a weapon with a silencer yet? No, I do not. I am just using the melee weapons. The melee weapons have an inbuilt silencer. So it is 7:25 p.m.
to obtaining
where
the
I am
catalytic
right now.
amplifier? Oh, now report to Marshal Donaldson. You'd
Xbox wanted me to stream at 7 because it's a good window for ANZ. So I said, yeah, let's do it. So let's do it by leveling up my sneak and melee as well. Now I have to go through. I've got the shield. Now I can zoom out and you can see me in third person. And if I activate it, there we go. I've got this shield effect over me. It uses my energy. It does let me get through the Ziranium. So I can just kind of run through it and I'm okay. Now, if I had enough hack, I'd be able to get through this door, making the whole thing a lot easier, but I don't. So the companions are very useful during combat. If you invest in leadership and you get the right items, which I have put on my channel under the top items video, they actually start doing more damage than you, which is nice because that's what you want from a leadership build, right? I don't think I'm going to be able to get it. Oh, that's why. Yeah, you can see now that just putting a little bit of points into melee and I'm killing those things a lot faster. I'm just waiting for the poisoning to disappear, the rads. Now, see how if I go in there I'm getting rads, so I need to put on the shield and then I need to run in and I need to vent the room. Now, if I want to sabotage this facility, I can initiate the flow shutdown and override, and that will basically destroy the facility. However, I'll show you what happens when you do it, quote unquote, the right way. So you can revive your companions when they go down. You don't need leadership for that at all. Leadership provides you with these dragoons have a lot of armor, so grenades are good at taking. See that? I keep using distraction devices. This is what I get for streaming. I don't really pay attention to the little things. Alright, let me run on in there and just see what I can do. Okay. Trauma kit. So those guys are tough. I'm gonna waste one of those. So obviously I could have done that a lot better. I could have used my companion Valerie to heal me up. I don't have enough engineering. I can't fix this lift. So instead, go up this way. I could have used Valerie, I could have used grenades, I could have crafted grenades before I went into that fight, which I should have done. Niles would have let me do that. So I've got a question. Having 6 skills at level 15 and 1 at 1, would that be good? Yeah, it would be. You'd miss a few level 20 checks, but not too much to make the game bad. You're gonna be just fine. You're gonna be just fine. You're gonna get through things just fine. You're gonna get through most checks just fine. So it's not a bad idea to do that. So we did the first section there. Now I need to use the shield again. And pass this. Oh shit. You can tell I'm not going to be a speedrunner anytime soon. So that's what happens when you take too much Zyranium poisoning. It kills you. It's like rads. Let's have to jump back.
Now, on to other things. This is for anyone out there who just lost out on a big promotion. Keep your chin up. Next time.
Look at that grenade. Yeah. So that's one of the things we need to fix. Yes, I am working on another Shepherd's Plays. The only problem is I do them in stages and then I check by throwing it up on YouTube and seeing if it passes its checks. There's no other word for it. If it passes the YouTube checks, then I can continue on. But I think about 90% of the time I've made something and it hasn't flown with YouTube. YouTube has rejected it almost straight away. So I have to go back to the drawing board and change things up. And I think they've become a lot more strict than when I first started the series, so it's taking a lot longer than it used to. So far it's been about 4 months. But I'm still working on it. It's coming. I've got a conclusion to the story in mind, and I've had it since I started the series. And I really want to get that conclusion done so I can start working on more fun topics with the Shepherd Play series. I want to get this first storyline done. So it will take a little bit of time. But yes, if you bear with me, you'll be worth it. So you see their grenades made it a lot easier. You just kind of burn through its armor. Do we need anything from the vendors? Get some grenades. Alright, we might as well get Niles to craft.
How may
Not
this
you.
unit assist you, Commander?
I care about you, Albert. Niles, help me out, buddy. Break it down. Break it down, Niles. I'll keep that. And then I will make some distraction devices and some grenades. There we go. We are looking good. Nothing here from memory. I'm super drained today, so I apologize that I'm not super rusty. It's because I had to wake up at 3 AM my time to secure myself one of those PlayStation Magic the Gathering secret airdrops. And I haven't slept, so it's 7:30 PM right now, and I'm functioning on no sleep. So we've done it. So we've made sure that this place is not sabotaged. I'm just going to heal myself up just a little bit. So now the Protectorate will be happy with us. This little settlement is going to be okay. Initiate the check. Cool. So we didn't sabotage the facility. We need to return to core. So we're closed. Now there shouldn't be any of the poisoning around here. Perfect. So everybody happy. Except core. But she can get F.
Originally developed for for secretive research laboratories for purposes we may only guess at. The Panpharmacon 5
So the
is
first,
now available
the Outer Worlds, I have to call it the Outer Worlds. The first one is not anywhere near as good as the second. It's okay. It's an okay.
I knew Dr. Maker, and
I'll
be
just get
careful.
through this first.
Why in law's name would you want to know
Need
that?
speech or engineering
Glad to hear. Any further
to get
questions?
more out of him,
Don't
unfortunately. Alright. So we got a little bit of experience for that. Is there anything else we can do here? Marshall.
Yes, well, enough of that.
Done that already though, haven't I?
Next up, something reasonably peppy.
Yes.
Please consult your employee
Is
handbook
there anything
to
else I can
determine
do
if dancing
here?
is presently allowed.
But anyway, if the first one is on sale, it's cheap. It's decent if you like space, sci-fi RPGs similar to Fallout New Vegas. You'll probably like the Outer Worlds 1. However, it felt almost like a tech demo so they can get the funds to do this. So they've definitely poured a lot more love into the Outer Worlds 2 than they did with 1. Well, that's incorrect. They
confiscated them from the court.
were able to reach their vision much more clearly with the Outer Worlds 2. It's a bigger game, there's a lot more choices, a lot more consequence. It's a... Okay, let's hand those things in. I don't understand if you want to wait for the sale for this game. The game currently in Australia is $109 AUD for the standard edition, $139 for the premium edition. And I understand that that's a lot of money for some people.
People think
No
I got
doubt.
ejected from the saloon because I'm
The
been gone a
game
while.
is
How'd
good.
it go?
It's a good
Tell me
game.
if you got good news.
So I'm just handing in the schematics
Jackson,
from the
you-
double jump area that
Tell
we
me.
did before, give us a little bit of experience. I should have gone here before for the bounty. This is where I can clear my own bounty up. But the drone swarm mission. I think I did it before, didn't I? Yeah, I did it before. I should have capped that quest, but it doesn't matter. Let's go hand it in with Commander Core. How many perk points can you end up getting? I think 15, roughly. But you can get 20 if you get the flawed floor.
Been working at that spot of business we discussed. Loose your words. I'm listening.
I did what needed to be done at the repair
Did you
center.
now? Because
So we
my scouts report that the
lose rep.
facility began to function after you'd best explain yourself, and quick. Awash in empathy, are we? Hell, I knew that. I never would have recruited you for this. Situation ain't ideal, but I can still wreak havoc within the Protectorate by getting troopers. See you're from there. Your target's the Skycutter Tower. Wouldn't if I one step light though.
Okay, so she obviously did not like the fact that we repaired it. So we don't get her armor. She would have given us this cool set of armor if we didn't, and instead we get this. We also level up, so I probably should do that. And I think I do want to get Assassin. Yeah, I do want to get Assassin, because that leads into another perk.
I'm telling you, I can do more.
So this is where we get
I've been
Inez.
proving my-
I could have gotten her before I did that mission, which I should have, and I should have started doing the
If
side
this contract
stuff.
weren't staying my hand,
You mean,
and
please,
that's it.
this sheep troopers abandoning their...
Okay, so
All done. Hope that little dust up back there didn't put you off. Got it. And in time.
at the start of this stream, I showed how you can give her...
Someone ought to head back to-
Send Val back to the ship. You can give her up to the Protectorate in order to get past the bridge, and it permanently removes her from your party. You're basically a psycho if you do that. But that's one of the options to get past this bridge area. Another one is with the shield tech that we just got. So we were able to bypass this bridge, which is full of that Zyranium. We got the double jump, so we're able to jump across this way. So we have multiple ways of getting past this bridge right now. However, I want to do her side mission so you can see kind of how you can get her grafted with different things and get a ability for her. So right now she has no ability. You can see here she has no ability. We do have perk points for her though now that we've reached level 5. So do we want him to taunt or do we want him to do extra damage? I think at this stage of the game we'll get him to do extra damage. And for her, she can do medicine packs or some extra damage. Let's do the extra damage. Perfect. So perk points are awarded for leveling up every second level. They're also awarded every 5 levels if you have the floored floor. And there's also hidden perks throughout the world. I'll show you one in a second after we do this.
Oh, that's wonderful. Before I... Oh, where my own... Would if I could have done right. I heard rumors of the creature this deep and protected.
Any ideas?
Excellent.
Kill the creatures, blah, blah, blah. She's giving us a mission, this mad scientist here, in order to find particular parts so she can graft it onto a nest.
I did all I could to improve. We did
Got the brilliant
indeed.
trait,
Our
so make
soldiers
that
would have had
easy.
that is far certain.
Okay, so we can acquire the Raptidon Matriarch Graft or the Skeleton Crabble Graft. The Matriarch is at the top though, harder to get to. The Crabble is, yeah, down there. Alright, so before we do that, let's go north. Go there and I'll show you something. Where is the way? So I'll show you how to pick up a kind of hidden perk. But there's a few of those throughout the world. Need to go through this town here. Yes, you can kill everyone in every town. It's entirely possible.
I must say, I have some.
Like so. No, I'm not going to reload. We'll live with that. So if you're a student, like you're saying, and money is a factor, I would definitely recommend checking out the reviews for the Outer Worlds. I would also recommend checking out my live stream, my Psychopath live stream on the channel of the Outer Worlds 1. You can kind of see how it looks and how it plays if you want to be a bit of an asshole. That might give you an idea if it's a game for you. So this is a minefield here. And this is the entrance to the bridge. We might as well get the waypoint. And while we're there, I might as well show you how to get that extra perk. So if I was to walk across like here, for example, you would see these mines that you'd need Explosives 3 to disarm. But the reason why I think it's not too much of an issue is the fact that, you know, any weapon blow them up. So, especially if you have explosive rounds, it's very easy to clear minefields. So, I'm going to get us...
Take a look at those corpses they've got strung up. Wait. Some aren't dead yet.
This is protectorate
So there-
territory, all right.
He's...
Ain't looking to insult. But if these bastards make any threat on my person, no promises.
Just be careful because I don't want to take too much damage. Without any point into explosives, explosives actually do a fair bit of damage to you. Because explosives reduce the amount of damage you take. Where is it? Wait, where is he? Is he over there? That almost got me. Yeah.
Hello, Commander. Medic's orders.
So it's really just a time factor. Do you want to bother blowing them up this way or that way. I'm trying to find where Scrabbles is. It's around here somewhere. Is that it? No. That's the entrance. No, he jumped off something. He's somewhere here. Give me a second, I'll just quickly.
No, he went off to relieve himself, but I reckon
Oh,
that
there
was
we
a
go.
handful of hours ago. You don't
I think I need to trigger that event.
like when we told him to jump in a rift, do you? I mean,
Be around here somewhere. Where is it? Did I miss it? Is it there? I think it might be there. Oh, I almost died from that. God, I haven't done this in a while. That's probably why. Look, there's a body here somewhere, and it's got a little toy. All Scrabbles. And it's not it. Probably gonna die from that one. Nope. Nope. Ah, here we go. First Officer Schultz. So this one here, Scrabbles. So have a look at our perks. We have Ghost, Assassin, Run, and Hitter. I pick it up. I get the perk acquired Scrabbles. And now I've got the additional perk. So this is 5% bits found in containers. There's a few of these around the world, so that's another way. So if you take explosives, can it replace lockpicking for doors? No. So explosives appear on a few doors, but not all of them. So it won't be a replacement for lockpicking. So, alright. So I showed you the perk there. Let's get over this side. And actually no, let's do the graft first. I'll get the companion quest done so you can see kind of how it changes up her abilities. So we need to go this way and down. Okay. I do actually need to heal. I've got so much Zyranium poisoning right now. There's no way to clear it unless I go back and use the medical station thing. Probably not smart doing this, but doesn't matter. Let's do it. Hey, buddy. How you doing? So, Crabbles are annoying. They're quite tough. Let's go that way and then down this way. Okay. Force rocket. These tunes are so catchy. Here's an example of needing brawny or engineering. I probably should be modifying my stuff. Oh my god. Maybe I should just let myself drop and that's a free heal with the trauma kit. There we go. Definitely don't recommend doing that if you plan on playing this game for more than a few hours like I am right now. Because trauma kits are more valuable than your heal. And you will notice it doesn't clear the Zyranium.
An unfortunate leak with an experimental agent.
Which way am I going? I should be going down that way.
Ormsby, currently sealed inside, is specifically requesting assistance.
I don't think I can actually jump down. I should have gone the other way.
Quote, please be mindful of any
Bit of a
murderously
maze.
aggressive personnel on your way in. They are not accountable for their actions. slip past them, find me within the silo, unquote. Good luck, Supervisor Ormsby, and any hapless medical specialist.
You know what? I'm just gonna go to Fairfields and just heal. Otherwise, I'm gonna be not able to fight that Crabble boss anyway.
Spacious Advances Lab, you'll no doubt recollect, is on the east side of the island. On the
I'm sure
we're not welcome here.
there is a healing thing over here.
Call it when you're ready for me, Doc.
I must.
Yeah.
There is good news,
Yes,
however.
yes.
I'm not running a. I don't. And then, short of you skipping back in. Now, was there anything else? Oh, certainly. Right after I see such hysterics would not indeed. It had better be important.
Okay, so he's not going to heal me until I... fix his busyness problem, so actually I can't heal with him.
Excuse me, that chem set is
And
not a
I
toy.
didn't complete this mission correctly because I didn't have the right traits. So what that means is I can't actually solve his problem. If I use this mystery
In future, I'd
medicine,
appreciate you keeping your
it doesn't work.
unsanitized. No, that doesn't look
doesn't
right
look
at
right
all.
at all.
You know, what's that?
Yeah. You can make trauma kits. You just need the right medical skills, I believe. And it's usually from places you find around the world.
A lot of fresh blood in the talent pool around here.
What should we do then? How should I get rid of this?
Not sure how I feel about that, except that I hate it.
I don't know. I've never been in this situation where there's no easy place to heal. Maybe I just have to continue on.
Made with 100% real artificial purple coloring. It has a little added kick to get you going.
I've been bartering with defectors. Traded.
Okay, if we go down south, that only leads there. Actually is a pain in the ass because I do need to go this way and go around. Alright, let's just do it. And while I'm doing that, so my main skepticism is that I'm kind of tired of the Bethesda formula. But if Obsidian has refined it, that's better. I also, whoops, sorry guys. I also like role-playing in these games. I feel like you're reduced to knowing nothing. So, if you're comparing to Fallout 4, Fallout 76, then this has a lot more choices in terms of role-playing. A lot more. This is more akin to Fallout New Vegas, in that there are a lot of paths you can take, and I've kind of already shown that off with all the skills and just all the different ways you can pass the bridge, which I'll do after we get the Crabble part. So there's a lot of outcomes based on what you've chosen. There's a lot of choices to make in both the combat and in the world with your NPCs. So I've killed all the drones here already, so can't disable them.
Let me know when you need it.
Should be able to just run over here. Yeah, there we go. Done with that. Perfect. Okay. That's what I should have done before.
Rungs of their department. May you ascend swiftly through talent or guile.
But as you can see that way on the screen, there was this little panel where if I had enough engineering skill or if I had particular perks, I could have disabled the drones outright. So I need to go down that way. This is a little area with some crabbles and some things I can loot, but I might just avoid that for now. I'll leave you guys to explore. Oh, Sprat! That's when I get a crit, when I'm hitting a Sprat. But the nimble trait actually makes it so in combat you run a lot faster than this, which is pretty good because like it looks like I'm running 30 miles an hour right now. This is not a normal amount of speed. You can fast travel to your ship and heal there. That is a good point. I completely forgot about that.
Commander, watch your...
That's probably the best way of doing it, actually. Just change it. I'll get the fast... Oh, shite. Got over a lot of damage. Prepare to be smited. So you need to do a job there. You can't hit them all the way. Okay, let's get the fast
See
travel
those burrows?
point.
The skeleton's nearby. And if it's as nearby as I think, it don't bode well for those scientists.
So, in this mysterious cave, if you come here without Inez's quest, you won't be able to activate it, but you will be able to loot everything, obviously.
Well, you hate to be...
So, there we go. So what we should do is...
Hate to be proven right. These folk have been dead. Hey, don't tell me we came all this way just to turn tail.
Because little things like that, little conversational nuggets that you'll get, where I just started running away from the point and she's commented on it immediately. There's lots of those moments in the game. My favorite companion is a companion I can't talk about without spoiling things. But jump into the companion... It's this way. Jump into the companion video that I put up on the channel. And I'll tell you about it there. Don't have enough decryption keys to get her mod kit, so I'll wait a little bit. I think Valerie's only good in very hard difficulty, because in very hard difficulty, those heals are very appreciated. And she oh shit heals you. When you get low, she'll automatically heal you, and that's invaluable. If you want to be me, I came here without Inez's quest, so I thought the only way to summon the bad dude was to kill all these eggs, and that took me a while, and I didn't get anything from it. Okay, there is a legendary item here, Malpractice. If you are in medical, this is really good, because while you're crashing, you get 20% damage. So you're going to build yourself just to be crashing all the time. This scales up when you have 20 in medical skill to 40% extra damage, which is real good.
Huh.
If I had science, I'd be able to
Seems
read
this
that.
terminal reroutes power to speakers around the cave. They were using sound to lure the Crabbles out. Let's see here.
Let's see if I can sneak with this boss. I don't think I can.
Generator's back. Back on. Power up that phonotron, would you? Should cause enough ruckus to make the skeleton
Be
come
very,
out.
very quiet.
Hey, what am I supposed to do? Just stand around and look pretty?
Well, if the commander's keen to share, you can press the button too. Wouldn't want you feeling left out.
This.
Just say when.
So this is a bench where if I had explosives 4, I could make some grenades. But instead I made something else. Oh no, instead I salvaged some black powder and some scrap. No, excellent. Alright. Not so easily fooled. Take out the little ones first, because the big ones are well done. Alright, I'm gonna need you to use your attack. There you go. Stop running from the grenades. They are smart enough to run from it, so getting the perk that makes them staggered when you hit them with a grenade is very useful. both my companions have gone down. Without investment in leadership, without an investment in leadership, or an investment in them, for better armor and so forth, it's very difficult to keep them up against bosses like this if they're tanky. Down in the crash state. I got her up just to tank that hit for me. And then she immediately stuns it. Oh my god, this is so hard. I'm still crashing, so I can't... Shit. Yeah. So... It's not an easy game if you rush through it. It's not... It's not going to be kind to you. They're going to hit you very, very different. They're going to hit you very, very hard. Okay, so let's approach this a little bit more strategically, shall we? And I'll actually use my tools this time. Come on, Inez, get your ass over there. I probably should be blocking its melee attacks as well with this.
Reroutes power to speakers around the cave. They were using sound to lure the crabbles out. Let's see here. Generator's back on.
Okay.
Power up that phonotron, would you?
Let's get ready. I'm going to get Niles to use his ability straight away, which taunts.
Hey, what am I supposed to do?
And I'm just going to throw a bunch of
The
grenades.
commander's keen to share. You can press the button too. Wouldn't want you feeling left out.
To all protectorate subjects listening in, I'm afraid you've been fed.
Come on. Yeah, okay, knock him down. Look at the amount of armor he has. So I need to get through the grey part of his health before he becomes a standard enemy and I can stun him. Have him knocked down. Take this guy out fast. So while he's distracted, just keep him down. But the good thing is, with nimble, I'm actually able to keep up with this guy. There we go. So picked up the part quickly before I die.
Elsewise, we might head back to Fairfield to see about the ground.
Anyone else? Here, a medic?
Alright, I'll get you up while this guy's running. Right in the ass. That was not nice.
Hey! For help.
Bugger. Need to do something quickly. Okay.
That's tobacco.
Where is he? Niles, you bastard. Get in there. Good boy. Take him out for me. Come on.
Ready to waste him. On your command.
Yeah. That's the way, Niles. Okay, where's the last one?
That's tobacco.
Where is it?
That's tobacco.
Behind? I think that's it, right? So big hard hits are best for getting through enemy armor. Things like
Nice work.
assault rifles or
bringing it over
rapid
here so
fire
I
weapons
can
or
take a
shotguns,
gander?
there it is, are not very good against the armor because armor is a static damage reduction. So let's say that you fire 10 shots of your shot, 10 shots of your shotgun, and each one does 10 damage, and you've got 10 armor. You're going to reduce almost every single shot by 10 or around 10. It's a percentage, a scaling percentage. So it'll do relatively nothing to you. Whereas, or to them if they're the ones with the armor. Alright.
We pulled a good harvest.
But if you use a sniper shot, that's a lot of damage in one hit.
Auntie's choice. Got something that needs doing, Commander? If you say
You can talk more to them and get their personal opinions and so forth. Let's go back to the person that grafts her. We could go and get the Raptidon graft as well, and that will be extra experience, and that will be an extra option to apply to her. But I don't have the time to do the mission right now. So let's just show you with the single choice here what happens.
You ever find yourself with too much disposable income?
Food to kill. I'm out of combat, I use an inhaler charge instead. I've never been this poor before. I'll tell you, I don't like it. No sir, I don't like it. So Vault $5 asks, I just dropped in, love the immersive Sims, Deus Ex and Fallout with multiple ways to solve things and comedic dialogue. Also love doing the wrong thing for hilarity. Would I love this? Let me answer your question. Did I answer your question? Yeah. So I'm not able to actually hand in her quest now. You can screw yourself completely in this game. It's great. It's definitely a lot better than Avowed, which didn't even let you kill wildlife. You couldn't touch any of the NPCs. You couldn't kill any of the wildlife. In this, you can kill absolutely everyone. And you can have a lot of fun doing it. There's a lot of choice.
I hope the hunting is... What can I do for you? In theory, they'll be... I would not be here.
Where is Inez? Wait, did I leave her behind?
To address all the hubbub over these rifts,
What's happened? I might actually turn the light on now because it's getting dark.
Goodness broadcasting for straight shooters across Arcadia. This is wireless free Arcadia.
There we go.
Pretty clear the Protectorate are
It's night time in Australia.
when they actually accomplish something.
Alright, so where is Inez? She's just vanished. Did I do something I wasn't paying attention? What's the difference in grafts? Well, the Crabble graft, the one we just got, is for DPS. She will shoot out a spike, a flaming spike, and that will lower their armor. Whereas the Raptidon one, which we haven't got yet, and is probably harder to get overall because it's in the section past the bridge, that makes her go invisible and teleport to you and heal. So it's more supportive. However, with her armor upgrades and her perks, you can turn that into something that helps you deal damage. So let's turn in the bounty for the drones. Cool. If we had hacking, we could get some money out of this thing as well.
Every time I think I'm having a bad day, I just tell myself,
I healed her. Yeah, I did. I don't know what happened there. I must have left her behind or something. She must have got stuck on something. And then obviously went back to the ship. Or maybe I sent her back to the ship. Maybe it was in dialogue. I accidentally clicked through it while I was talking.
Gone well.
Can you install a new graft now?
I'm gonna assume Crabble Butter's especially smooth, because I'm ready to feel like myself again. The material we harvested from the skeleton crabble could allow me to fire off scalding shell shards. They'd pierce through armor easily, I imagine. We only acquired one grafting part, so...
You should do the
then I
crabble.
will. And you know what?
Oh, go on now. Get sorted while I get...
Thank you for...
Okay. There we go.
This is beautiful work. My best yet. How does the limb feel, Inez? Any numbness? Pain?
Yeah, both. Body's not accustomed to the... Well,
So now you'll notice that she has this, the magic bullet. So she gets into position and launches a volley of hot plasma at the target, dealing heavy damage to them. Honestly, it's not heavy damage. It's not as much as Niles' companion ability, but it does reduce their armor, which is really nice. It makes you do more damage to them as well. And down here we go. All right, improves the lethality of her companion ability. If she has the Raptorton graft, she gives accuracy and damage to party members within the mist that it makes. So you can actually turn the supportive graft into a damage output graft if you want as well. So it just depends on which one you want. Read her perks, see what she's like, or you can watch my companion video where I go through all of them in a lot of detail. All right, let's level it up. So what we want next for this build is, where is it? This echoing blows. That's the one. It makes it so you attack in a cone. So it would be like a cone in front of me. Okay. So I will show you how you can kind of get past the bridge section. That's Niles' companion mission. We won't bother doing that. Let's just go here. So I have to go around and down. So this way. The music in this game is so catchy, especially the Auntie Cleo stuff. Do I have any grenades on me? I'm gonna double check. No, okay, I gotta go to crafting because there's this part coming up that I want you to see and I need a grenade for it.
Need something, Commander? Sure.
Break down the junk. Crafting. Explosive grenade. There we go. Alright, let's just see if I got any mods as well that I can put into anything. No. Explosive rounds? Let's do that. The prism rifle. I can put in the corrosion soak for my Moonman armor, which gives me resistance to corrosion and physical damage resistance. So let's put that in. And nothing for the helmet. I do want to show you guys why I think putting a little bit of points into engineering is good. Perks. Here. So putting 5 points in engineering is always good on every build because modded weapons now do bonus damage increasing with your engineering skill. So 10% with modded weapons. So you're just going to do a flat 10% more if your weapons are modded, and that increases by 2.5% per engineering skill, and you have 5 engineering skill. So that is 7.5, right? No, 12.5 extra. So 22.5 extra damage for just getting that in engineering, which is really good. And all of your weapons are going to be modded because that's the game. You mod weapons in this game. So here we have our first offered flaw besides consumerism, which is guaranteed. Your self-reliance has made you an outcast. Vendors are less eager to sell to you, and prices are increased, but you gain a chance to receive double resources when you break down items. That was because I just broke down some items. That's what triggered this. Vendor prices are more expensive, but I get 25% chance to double items on breakdown. Let's do it. Let's do it, baby. That is good. I got that on my first run. I got that with the engineering focus, and I didn't look back because check it out. Alright, if I break down this light pistol, I'm going to get black powder, scrap metal, springs, and screws. I got 1. Let's try with this one. There we go, that doubled. Instead of 6, we got 12. So it was actually not uncommon to get double. 25% is a lot more than you think. So it's very useful. Oh, another floor. Life hasn't been easy for you, but you've learned to power through any of your disadvantages and come out better for it. So, flaws must be accepted, but you gain an extra perk point every 5 levels. This bonus is retroactive. So let's get it. Let's get it. And what that means is I now have this flawed floor. I have to pick up every floor I see. So I got that extra perk point because I am level 7. So every 5 I'm going to get an extra perk point. So I do want to get... I think it's heavy-handed. Yes. Okay, so now to show you how the flawed floor works, I'm actually going to make a quick save here. And where's the sun? There it is.
Salutations, Arcadia. Auntie Cleo here with a direct message to all.
If I look at the sun for long enough, I get a flaw. There it is. Sun gazer. You couldn't help but stare into the gentle glow of Arcadia's stars. So I get a permanent damage to my vision. I've burnt my retinas. I get plus 100% range weapon spread, which doesn't affect your melee, but you continually heal outside in the day up to 50% health. So now everything looks like this. You got permanent cataracts. Oh man. Is it a flaw? Yes. Does it affect your game? Yeah. Makes everything look kind of shitty, right? So just don't look at the sun if you pick up the flawed floor.
This
Right.
is Wireless Free Arcadia, the voice of Auntie's choice.
Salutations, Arcadia. Auntie Cleo here with a direct.
So there is a guy suffering from PTSD here, a bit of shell shock. So since he has shell shock,
Crunch, that scrumptious one that makes it a brunch. Who feed you purple berry crunch if they love you a bunch.
Inez can help you out. So yes, certain companions can help you in situations depending on who you have
At
with
attention,
you.
trooper. Report. Why are you out here?
Since she's an
Where's your
auntie's
unit?
choice soldier, and this is an auntie's choice soldier, of course she can talk to him, snap him out of it. It doesn't work though.
All along we were...
Damn. Yeah.
So skip ahead.
Protect... What? Of course.
He doesn't want a gun.
I hate to
He
ask,
wants a
but hey,
grenade.
since you got a grenade,
That's why I
I
wanted a
can
grenade before.
Even if I miss the
So
noise, should scare off any
I can give him a
raptidons.
grenade, and you'd assume because I have the item, because it's an option, that this is the right choice, right? This is the right path. But that's why this game is good, because not everything is the right path.
I'll only use it if I have
Just
to.
because you're able to do it and you otherwise wouldn't be.
Gotta say,
So I gave him a
Commander,
grenade.
These weren't one of your finer ideas. Let's hope he ain't got the wherewithal to actually pull the.
Just gotta get to Fairfield. Just gotta... Huh? What was that? Is someone out there? Stand back, I'm warning you. I got a grenade. All I gotta do is pull this pin and...
Wireless Free Arcadia presents our top requested market Ghost Rockets by the Herschel sisters.
Yeah. You don't want to do that. But it's funny. I mean, common sense would tell you not to give a guy suffering from shell shock a grenade. But because we're playing an RPG and we just see an option that is locked, we just click it without thinking. And this kind of punishes you for doing that. So I'm putting the shield on. This is one way to get across. You can see I could shoot my way through, could give up Inez to get through. I could do their missions by capturing a few people around the map and handing them in to get through. Can double jump to get through, or I can go through this way, and it requires that I get that shield that I got with the side mission, and I can get through. Pretty simple. So I gotta get through this section as well, so I'm just waiting to get more energy. And then I will do it. There we go. Now, this is the Skycutter Tower. And yes, I've memorized all of these stupid quests. This is what the Commander Kerr... where is the mission? Yeah, here. This is what she wants you to do to get that cool gun that I showed off in the gun video. What's my favorite song in the game? The Purple Berry Tequila song. It's so catchy. Alright, so in this section, there's a lot of cool rewards, guys, a lot. And if you've gone melee, you want to do what I did. Take the path I did. The reason is because you get the shield over here with Core's quest, and then you can just go straight past here and go to Skycutter Tower. And a reward for this area is a really powerful melee weapon. And I'll show you
Have we truly certified that all
once we get it.
And I'll take care of him, Commander.
It seems so hard, I got him through the floor. So he's got a keycard on him. That will open this mechanism. I need 5 of them to open it. So I can find them.
You still harbor feelings.
Enough. Now sniping
In
discredits
the
you
world.
both.
But
Wardens must speak
where
through
is this? Ouch. Okay. Let's just do some crafting quickly because I'm probably going to need a lot of grenades. I'm going to get rid of this, get rid of this, get rid of this, get rid of this. I'm going to keep that. I know. If this was actually my game, I would not be breaking down any of the legendaries. But, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. Keep those.
A flavorsome new artificial sweetener made from the reprocessed runoff of industrial facilities, chemical plants,
Let's do a distraction device as well.
Not only does it save the company a
I
fortune,
need more
it's so
lubricant.
unnaturally sweet, it's
Don't we all, baby? Don't we all?
We believe so much in this delicious
Okay, let's get through.
measure. We're rushing it to market, following a modicum of
Yeah, Auntie's Choice songs are very classic Fallout. It's very much corporate capitalism gone wild. And it just makes it hilarious. I also used to be in advertising, marketing advertising. I worked for an agency that dealt with what you guys call Burger King. It's called Hungry Jack's over here. And a lot of other companies similar to that. I did their advertising. So I'm very aware how this corporate environment is. I left because I didn't like how morally ambiguous the industry was. And that's actually why I made my first video. I just made it just for fun. And then I just kind of got into YouTube from there. But a little bit of interesting
Time to earn my commission.
information for you if you want to know the history of Daniel. Well, that was a distraction device. Alright. I'll make her do the crabble thing. Reduced its armor, so I'm hitting a lot harder now. These are dragoons, so they're hard. They're like your hard mechanical enemies.
Help me out.
Can I get him up? Nope.
Help me and fight on my feet.
Actually need this. Yeah, okay, we'll try that again, but I'll be more prepared. Okay, put this on, and actually no, I'll put this on. And I'll put these on. Cool.
Commander. Just say when.
See how quickly he took it out with his ability? That thing is so damn strong. I'll get Inez to shoot her thing now. That's a lot better. What got me there? What the heck got me there? Okay, now we have to do that again. Should really use the shield, but I didn't think I'd need to. Alright, let's put that there. Perfect. See, Niles does a lot of damage. So that should reduce its armor. That effect, that corrosion effect. Fucking hell. I'm not ready for this part of the game. But that's, I mean, that's an RPG for you, right? It's not going to hold your hand. If you've gone ahead a bit too early, it's gonna make you pay.
Nothing ahead. The travel claws angry. Pop in my claw.
One down. There we go. You can't pick up the loot from any of the parts that fly away. Shot in the back. Super dirty, huh? Alright, so here's another ID that we need. So that's 2 out of 5. We can't use the elevator, so we need to find another way up.
Wardens do not retreat, nor take any ignoble action. I shall excuse your
now it's just going to be Raptidons from this point on.
To succeed or die, we shall do what is required of us. We will not falter.
Can you join the Protectorate? If I was to answer that, it would be a spoiler.
In the event we don't survive.
So I do not want to. I am sorry. So these guys don't have the same armor as the potential enemies, so you can just kind of go ham on them with rapid fire weapons, and you'll be real shotguns, and you'll be completely fine. So I'm doing a lot less damage with my guns than I'm doing with my weapons, so almost no damage, as you can see. But you'd expect that since I put so many points into it. Can't kill those eggs. Just taking a whiff because we do need to keep healthy here because there are a lot of enemies that start spawning. Especially when you start repairing this thing. There we go, we got 3 out of 5.
You're doomed to Wine Arcadia. The best things in sliced breadworm.
Up we go.
110% more music.
Doing all the way up so we can go all the way down. there? No. Yeah. Here's another pitchball card. Let's see what we've got so far. Got that severed arm still. So we've got quite a few of these.
Once someone irons out their reality-rending downside, we'll be left with nothing but
So it's not huge bonuses, but they start stacking up.
that our lab coats in experimental operations will innovate a profitable use for them. Risk could be leveraged in negotiations.
Would stealth help here? Yes, but it's just going to take long. Don't know why I went to stealth when I've got no intention of using it. Because look, if I sneak around, yes, I've got nimble, it makes me faster, but it's still going to be a lot of planning. I know where everything is, so it's just a lot easier for me to run over there and do it. That makes sense. He's got the override key, doesn't he? Yeah. Okay, now this is going to summon a lot of those beasties.
Looks like we have a few hungry friends.
So I want to get into a position
Keep your finger on the trigger.
where I'm not going to get too destroyed. I need to take the beasties out quickly though, because they're not swallowers. So they're not here to have. I want to save my companion abilities just for when a bigger swarm comes. I'm doing a lot of damage. These guys are over leveling me and I'm killing them, so it's quite impressive.
Damn it! Back to bad luck? We have none at all.
Yeah, I would not want to fight one of these in a dark alley, I'll tell you what. Okay, so he taunts when he uses his ability, which is really valuable, as you can see.
For me, thanks.
Purpleberry crunch sound when I hit the... Okay, everyone? No, might be a few more coming.
That's it. I won.
Wish I had my grenades.
These boys to death.
So the shield gadget's actually yeah, successful block as well. Everything's looking up Millhouse. Everything's coming up Millhouse. That's it.
All that was some kind of universal test? Hope this means we passed.
Excellent. Up to the top we go. Now this is where we get the really good melee weapon. You'll notice there's a lot of lightning. I wonder why. One thing I don't like is the fact that the toxicity doesn't go down. It should just fly down as soon as you use that. Oh, the crash, sorry, not the toxicity. When you're crashing, it doesn't fix. So look at this. That must be causing the issues in there. I can't take it though, because it's going to hurt me. Like so. So I take the control schematics, click on this, power cuts off. And there we go.
If I had remained to aid her,
Stop recording so you can see the damage.
Yes, well, enough of that, I suppose.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for tuning in. One wireless station.
So yeah. It's got a ranged attack when you do a heavy. Very, very useful. So there's two companions that take aggro off you in this game. Niles, like I mentioned, and he's useful because he's got the reflex amplifier. It gives him a chance to evade incoming attacks. So he can evade, you know, snipers and stuff really well. And then there's another companion that you get later on, and he's got a lot of armor. So he's more of your like sustained tank, whereas Niles is more of your like burst tank. He'll help at the start for a while, and then he'll slowly fade. So having them both in your party is really useful because you can have two people taking the damage for you. So let's open that chest up. Slide jump.
Makes you 110% everything you'd ever hope to be.
So we get the 5, open it up, and we get a lot here actually. We get the data pad. This helps us later on. We also get a lot of money, get a decryption key, and we get a trauma kit. Very valuable. Okay, now let's get out of here. And we can probably try out this hammer while we're here. So, this is kind of like, that's like the end of the first act, kind of, doing this. So, it's quite difficult. If we return to core, now that we did the sky cutter, yeah, it's basically Mjolnir, except you don't throw it out. And unlike Borderlands, shock damage is actually good. I'm sorry, dude, but the way they handle shock damage in Borderlands, especially the latest Borderlands, is like, it basically does nothing to anything but shields. It's just so pointless. So it's like you can't just use it. You have to swap it in, swap it out. Yeah.
Take care in the northern regions of the island. Loose your words.
I've completed what you want me to do at Skycone Tower.
Sure, it'll aid your
Back
path
up
into
3.
the box. Presuming you keep your nerve. Let me yet calculating bastards. Ask pains me to admit such, but for all fun as it is to dis.
Okay, so we get this. Pause Corroder for doing that. So this is just like a bouncy.
Craft doesn't sense target.
Bouncy corrosive weapon. It's really cool. If you've gone medical, oh no, sorry, if you've gone science, chance for contagion to spread increases with science skill. It's very useful. Okay, now let's try this out.
I saw time for one more lesson, so I shot her one last question.
I don't want to do the main mission just yet because we were severely underleveled for what we just did, and that was quite difficult. Well, I mean, no, it wasn't quite difficult. It was just harder than it needed to be.
You're playing chess. They think you'll retreat, but that's when you press.
Oh, I'm not getting a message. What have I done?
So be a cutthroat.
Oh, I've set an alarm to take my bins out, so that's what's going off.
There must be at least a few.
Adult responsibilities, kids. Hopefully I don't forget. Insert joke about already taking the trash out now. Right. Maybe someone will bring up something about trash game. What's going to happen? Alright. Distress signal.
Ship's over. I have a life outside this place, you know.
Calling out to
A life
random
outside our lab? No.
Yes, you.
So we're going to kill these irritable employees and save whoever's there. So let's Let's do that, shall we?
These anti-soldiers seem twitchy to you? Might want to sneak our way in.
Yeah. Okay. These guys are hard. So let's I probably should have just started sneaking, but I just want to show you the weapon. It's good. Now you see why I wanted to get that weapon. Shock is actually useful. Wouldn't you know it? There he is.
Eyes up. Hostiles.
Better be good.
Am I going to be able to kill this guy? Yep. See, even though he's a skull enemy, as in like 5 levels above me or whatever, can still one-hit him. See, he's got a skull on his... with the sneak, because we've invested so much into it now.
Isn't this lab meant to be secure? Doesn't
Just
anyone
make sure.
else have... Let's go ahead. You want high security? I'll give you high security!
Too strong. Alright.
You quit slow, Commander.
Oh god, that hit me. Niles with that by mistake. Oopsie. If you want to cackle like a excited schoolgirl, this is the weapon for you. Actually got a lot of damage with just the Mjolnir effect. You okay, buddy?
How are you? Hey, got a distraction.
Warning.
My aftermarket.
And kill. There we go. So you can see what I mean when I said an hour and a half ago that you need a little bit of investment into melee before it becomes good. And now it's become good. I am one-shotting guys well above my level.
I hate to ask for help, but help?
Fantastic. Alright. Here's the guy to save. We need certain things to unlock that. Okay. Can we go into here? No. Okay, talk to me.
Could it be? You seem an honest-to-goodness rational human being, unhindered by bloodlust, unshackled from their basal ganglia. Well then, by the Loeffler Risk Intercession Act, under Outbreak Provision 5A, I hereby press you into service to aid me in our present crisis.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate the kind words.
Product Envisioner,
So, in my companions video, like you're asking here, Idaho Live, Niles will be good for a stealth build. Absolutely, I'll show you why. Change your tone a bit. So this guy, I know a lot of you are like, oh look, he looks woke. You're not meant to like this guy, so yeah.
Back to the exciting news about this incredible new opportunity. When they've clearly been exposed to some virulent
So because I have
form of
Professor and or the Brilliant
well,
trait.
you'd certainly think so, but well, it should all be rather straightforward.
Let's
yes?
use the dumb.
Oh, dear. It's occurred to me this might benefit to some extent from medical training. Are you tremendous? Well then, after that.
Yeah, he wants us to do all this stuff. So they put him behind this sealed area and made you not like him because they know very well you just want to kill him. So you need to do his whole quest line before you can actually murder him if you want to.
Pretty convenient.
Download a data cartridge. Green light.
Pity them.
Zeb.
While we have
So
the sovereign to see to our every want.
let's quickly show you Niles. Now, it's mostly on this side. You have the stuff that makes him really good for stealth. First is Spotter. I don't love Spotter just because the main draw of this is making enemies revealed on the minimap, and you don't really need that. It does give you that minus 20% NPC detection rate as well, which isn't that great if you invested heavily into stealth, because this is not really going to help because you're already hard to see. What's cool though is Ghost Array. It makes him able to go invisible and wait, because we'll read it out. He constructs a cloaking device for his armor, granting himself camouflage while he drops to half health. Yes, so he just goes invisible and he deals bonus damage. But then you can make it for yourself as well with Ghost Array mod. You can put this onto your armor. And then the best thing about it is Smokescreen Emitter. He releases a cloud of smoke in his piece of cover, granting camouflage to party members who are in the area. While camouflage, the party is invisible and deal bonus sneak attack damage. So if you've got 1,000 sneak attack damage, and he placed down the smoke, it acts like when you're inside it, you're always not able to be seen. So you're going to be doing tons of damage. You might even want to swap to like an assault rifle or something and just spray everyone, because you're going to be doing all that sneak attack damage with every shot, which is insane. So yes, he can be good. If that answers your question.
Those who express doubt regarding the abilities of a true and upright Protectorate Sentinel should seek mental refreshment at once. Our heroes
Is that guy praying or dead? Probably both. Praying for the sweet release. And there's a data cartridge right here.
Let's see what's next. Now listen.
Download data. Cool. And then we need to go up there to get the red spore. Okay. Let's make our way there quickly. Bring me Thanos. Yeah, so I see it in the chat. It made it so you had to do the quest before you can kill him is funny. Because they did that with the first game. The scientist that you meet at the start, it kind of like leads you on the journey. He's the only character that you can't kill in the whole game, because he's behind this protective case the entire time. So that is kind of an Easter egg to that. He's kind of like the same character, but obviously just not as important. He's just a meaningless side character, but he's like a scientist that's putting himself behind glass to keep himself safe. Is there anything here? No. Oh, hello! Oh man, I love this hammer. That killed all three of them with one hit. Cigarettes.
Goodwin here. Field report update. We are approaching the Raptidon den. These beasts have exhibited excessive irritability as of late. We endeavor to determine why. The red spores aren't to blame.
The idea is to kill them before you die.
Of our food additives. Only way to be
I
certain
need to slap the spitter twice before I got the message.
a routine task for the audacious
I'm gonna have to slap any swallowers.
Quiet now as we approach the rap's nest. Certainly the spirit of the rodeo offer. No.
Should I? No, they've seen me now. I was going to say, should I actually start trying to sleep? Okay, so this is a Colossus. He is the biggest Raptidon enemies besides the boss versions. And we made very short work of that. That guy has been mangled. Lockbox, high security. Okay, I think it's here. There it is.
Time's over. We should have a week.
So this is an example of just finding a modded weapon. We found one with a plasma barrel. So we could mod any of our weapons to have plasma barrels. Cool. I think there's another.
Abundant entertainment delivered with perceptibly
I think you get a benefit for having backups, so you might as well grab them all.
sanctioned wireless.
Dictates the most
And I
vigilant
think that's it.
defense
No, one
is
more.
a virile offense.
Say, isn't that the team motto of the
Can I
Protectors
teleport
of
back there?
Hyde?
Yes, I can. There is a perk that does more damage to enemies that are investigating. Yes, there absolutely is.
Learn from organized athletics.
More
Our
sneak attack
enemies
damage,
are
I
always
think.
gunning for our Saturday goal.
What can I do?
So they were investigating, they didn't know where I was, they would be taking more damage.
A hydration specialist at best. Unfit for the field, but eager to rise from the sidelines.
Here we go, buddy.
My most favorite, least homicidal subordinate. Now.
Okay, so we
and a willingness to give all for your home team, regardless of their
Cool.
system assigned role.
Allow me to give this a cursory. I'll nose out the exact. But
Good thing I got more spores.
Enable the.
Okay.
Should all else
Wait,
fail,
there it is.
winger. Well, that, as they say, is that.
Okay,
What's
so
next?
I can synthesize antidote with medical 4 and get a better outcome,
Can serve the greater good
but
at a brisk pace.
don't have medical.
True adherence zeal.
I cannot wait to put this entire sordid affair behind. I saw you working the chemical synthesizer. Good, good. Placement. You can be sure that what?
So if I had speech, that would be better. He works for anti-choice, so I did his mission, I get a bit of reputation. And now... I don't want to kill the dog. All worth it.
We gotta talk about all the killing you've done.
Oh, this is a good example, actually,
Specifically of my
because I got
old
Inez in the party.
coworkers. I
She doesn't
understand that things might come up,
appreciate
give you no
me
choice.
killing other people from
But for
Artist's
all they've
choice.
done, these folk are still mine. If we can avoid bloodshed,
So we can
should.
talk her out of it and get another chance without being able to talk her out of it, without having high leadership, without having high speech. We can't talk ourselves out of it.
Yeah. All right. Just don't put me in this spot again, Commander.
See, so if I do it again, she's gonna leave. So I get one chance. Escape suit. So dispenses a smoke bomb in emergencies for when you need to escape and be utterly unnoticed. So let's put that on. That's good for stealth. Like so. It is light armor though, so it doesn't have any armor. It's just got evasion chance and it's got combat sprint speed, which is nice. So when I drop to 30% health, I put a smoke bomb which makes me camouflage, which is really nice. So let's test that out, shall we? Yes, Ray, using the shotgun I just found and the hot blooded perk would heal me. But it wouldn't overheal unless I had the particular, I think it's a medical perk that lets me overheal. I might have to go this way, actually. So overhealing is really hard to find. I think there's only on gear and it's only in one perk. So the gear that it's on is in explosive build. There is one that as you do explosive damage, you get an overheal, and it basically makes you immortal. It's unbelievably good. So that's one of the reasons why I really liked explosives as well. Ah, poo-poo.
Ready to take the heat off you, Commander. Just say when.
Electric. Oh, damn, it's not long ago. Okay. Get out of combat now. Unlike Fallout, I don't think the radio actually contributes to you being revealed. In order to open this, I need blind engineering. So you can keep the radio on. My combat sprint's quite fast. Look at me go. Woo! Like an F1. Oh, Inez.
You must have hit the wrong side of the freighter. Come at me.
I used Niles' ability there just to give me some breathing room. There's one guy here that loves Pibbleberry Crunch a bit too much. As you can see. Pibbleberry Crunch, Pibbleberry Crunch, Pibbleberry Crunch. All the Pibbleberry Crunches. Pibbleberry Crunch in the toilet. A shrine to Auntie's Choice. He's a protectorate soldier that secretly likes Pibbleberry Crunch. And this will come up in a side mission. That was a card there. Go, go get her. I'll leave you to discover what that's about. But there's a lot of little fun things like that in the game. There is a smuggling faction that you can get in good with. There isn't a pirate faction though that I know of.
Nah, it was a great idea. So much stuff like the place around here.
So we can sabotage this whole town's water supply just over there, which is real harsh. So this is Niles' companion mission here.
Has my mind been set upon by shadows?
I'm just going to skip through it because when you've got time, you should absorb all this without someone talking over you.
Audra! Without that, if you're sincere and you're... Okay, and do it. Not to... Yes.
Good thing we know a doctor.
Then let's hope that I'll answer what I can. The woman at Ben, I met Niles. Stop there. The Crabbles? I do believe that one...
Okay, let's continue on. So we need to rescue his friends, and I'm going to do that by stealthing through the area. So let's begin. I'm gonna walk over there first. And yes, the hammer is fantastic, right? It's you're gonna find in this game when you pick up something that just suits your build, it's just gonna come alive. Your build's gonna come alive. There are a lot of things that scale with particular skills. There are a lot of things that just work really well, like this hammer with what you're doing. So someone got ambushed here. So as soon as you find those things, you're going to start either enjoying the game a lot more or wanting to bump up the difficulty. One of the two. Ah, this guy's over there. Alright, we'll leave him for now.
Every step in every mile. Beautiful.
I think I have to go up, right? Yeah.
The paradigm as a whole.
So I don't like the Protectorate radio station as much as Anti-Clear is.
Let me know when you needed a stretch.
Oh wait, I was meant to go down there. My bad. Tell me when you need a distraction. Yeah, they're kinda. Yeah, kinda. Smuggling's kinda like piracy, right? They're more like sneaky kinda, like black market kind of dealers. Damn, I run fast now. I do like this. Woo, almost fell in. Okay, so this is the double jump. How you get across when you unlock the double jump. As you can see, without it, I would not have been able to cross. But it means I can bypass the shield side mission. I can also bypass having to give them an airs or having to fight them. I can get to this area much quicker. Now, I need to get up there and rescue them. And the way I'm going to do that is hopefully with stealth. Yes, sneak attack does work with the two-hander, which is what I did before with the lightning hammer. With this thing. You can sneak attack. You just won't get as high of a bonus. You see, these get a higher sneak attack bonus than these. It's not shown, but it's there. Alright. Before I do this, can I talk to Niles? Niles? No, I'm in too deep, guys. Let's see. I can't quite kill him with a sneak attack, but I can with this. You can see when he's got a skull, he can be killed. I think these guys are going to see me. I need a distraction device. I should have crafted one. I might just...
and all the excessive gasping and choking involved. Somebody ought to co-op irregulars, proving too effective on the wrong side.
So I've melted that body. They won't see it when they're walking past.
Now on to other things. This one goes out to all those aspiring to climb the rungs of their
So that Vindicator's tough. It's got a bit of armor. So I'm gonna hopefully not be seen by this guy. Yep.
The all-singing dramatization of Auntie's inspirational origins.
The other day, I stumbled into the wrong list on the ACS Undisputed Claim. And
Forced rocket.
The self-made market legend herself.
Put a rocket in your pocket.
Do-it-yourself. Slayer of
Back again.
bureaucracy.
Thought we were done for now.
On our brave new meritocracy. I saw my opportunity and I took it.
Break
Here
as
we go.
many fingers as pleases you. Still won't change my tune. Wait.
We're not protectorate. We're your ticket out of it.
Escalape.
Okay, she wants to blow herself up. What with people and wanting to explode?
If you
No, that might. Thanks. Funny what ideas come into your head after loop. I'll make it look like an accident. What? You please.
So you can't talk her out of it unless you have good speech, unfortunately.
Yes, Commander. Stay put.
So Niles will
Shouldn't take me too
sabotage the transponder. Oh, the transporter.
Done.
It's late.
Go into the particulars,
And
but
it'll explode with her on it.
I'd say I won't forget how you
And take down these protectorate scum.
Good luck.
Like
So we could just get out of there because we've kind of snuck our way through, or we can do what I'm going to do and just test out the hammer a little bit more. So we have echoing blows to get, or we can get this one here, Stalker, which is the one that someone in the chat, Ray, I believe, mentioned. If they are investigating us or I'm using a distraction device, you get extra sneak attack damage, which is real good. But let's get this for now because I'm going to use it. Detected. Oh, by that person.
Once over. Continuing
Okay, let's
inspection.
Oh, I wasn't seen.
Huh?
My sneak's gone so good that you didn't even notice I was there. Okay. Skyrim levels, baby. Skyrim levels. That worked out real well. Didn't even need to melt their bodies. Cool. Alright, well, that's how great you can get with Sneak. Okay. So, the next part of the thing would be to finish off Niles' quest, and then we need to make our way through here. And that is to progress the main storyline, Vox Relay. So this will launch up, we'll have a decision to make where it lands, depending on how well we've done. If we don't do well, we're going to have to land in a city and kill a lot of people. If we do well and we have other options, there's other things we can do. There is either we can command an army to go through here to get in, or we can sneak it in, or there's other ways into it. If we go around here and through the side, you can sneak in. You know, but keep in mind I can just do this. And nobody saw that.
I saw time for one more lesson, so I shot her one last question. I said, but I worry about reprisals when...
So these guys are much higher level.
Suppose I can't outdo or outthink the Vespers.
And there's a lot more of them.
If all else fails, kill the bastard.
But if I kill him...
They're playing chicken. Let me handle it.
So someone see me? Oh, they saw. Actually, I think I'm actually ready for this stage of the game, honestly. I might be taking a lot of damage, but I'm dishing it out. See how I'm stealthing that smoke? So that was a smoke screen there. That's why they lost sight of me before. So the reason they couldn't see me, obviously, was because of this. The escape suit. So that worked out real well. Alright. So, I think that's where we're going to leave it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Is there any final things that you want to know before I wrap this up? I will just let the stream catch up a little bit. But thank you so much to Xbox for sponsoring this stream. I had a great time, and that's just not because Xbox reached out. I actually reached out to Xbox and said, look, I put in a lot of time with this game. Do you want me to go through it so, you know, new people can see what it's like? And they agreed. So the game in Australia is $109 for the standard edition, and you will be able to play it this Thursday. And I believe it's probably Friday for the US, early morning Friday for the US. Otherwise, everyone in Australia will be Thursday. It's $139 for the premium edition, I believe, in Australian dollars, which is much less in USD. And with that edition, you can play right now, and you do get those extra items that I was showing you. The hammer, not the thunder hammer, but the Spacer's Choice hammer and the Spacer's Choice gun. And you also get the consumerism perk and so a few other things. So thank you. I really appreciate it. I'll have a lot more videos up on the channel soon for The Outer Worlds 2. And I will have other videos up soon too, and maybe Shepherd Plays in the next few months. It's going to take me a bit of time. They always take a bit of time because I have to voice them all myself, which is a lot of work. And I also have to write the script, and I have to make sure YouTube doesn't reject every single video that I make. And that's what's been happening the last 6 months. But anyway, thank you so much for watching, guys. Until